that you're just an ego. I suppose though, as far as I know, we were both pretending. I suppose so, but what do I know?
Yum yum yum. Yum 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 yum. I didn't die, Zilla. I didn't die. Yes. I am here. My brain hurts a lot. I don't know why my brain hurts. I can feel my brain just. That's okay. That's okay. I'll be fine. We're gonna play Dark Souls 3 Deathless. I'm trying again and arguably torturing myself again. Because I was inspired by Larxa, who is an amazing Dark Souls streamer, and she's currently doing a no leveling up run in Dark Souls 3. So I'm like, okay, if she's doing like a no leveling up run, then maybe I can pull off a Deathless. So we're trying again. We're trying again. I think I can get it this time. Last playthrough, we lacked being able to overcome the Soul of Cinder, which is the final boss in the game. I feel like my nerves got the best of me and I fumbled it. So this time I plan on getting it and completing base game. Funnily enough, after I lost that previous playthrough from the final boss, I kept going into the DLC to see how far I could go. And out of all the DLC bosses, surprisingly, the bosses that gave me the most trouble out of all of them were Friday and what's his face? Gale. The one that I wasn't expecting to beat so effortlessly, the one I thought would give me the most trouble was Midir. I thought Midir would absolutely trounce me and stop my run. But no, that wasn't the case. Midir was very doable. So yeah, we're gonna try again because I want to. I really want to do this and pull this off. And so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna dive right in head first and try try and pull it off. It's also in preparation for Crab Souls, because everyone's talking about that. The Dark Souls Crabby Souls. And in terms of other news, oh, that's loud. Oh God, my ears, my everything. Ow. Let me test the audio. I want to do this.
Yes, indeed.
Get out of here.
It is called Lothric,
Old lady, no, I don't want your backstory.
where the
Vern, don't you understand there are people who love you and want you to be okay? Yeah, this is like...
transitory land.
This is admittedly a pride thing. I want to do this. I want to overcome. No matter the cost. That's exactly what we'll do. Tempted to start as a herald. I think knight has overall what we. Wait, maybe not actually. An attunement, 11 endurance, 12 vigor, 9 endurance, 15 vitality, 12 vitality, 13 strength, 12 dex, 12 strength, 11 dex, 13 faith. Yeah, I'll go for the herald build. Why not? We'll do life ring as always, and we'll do the silly Verdo, silly boy Verdo. I'll be a very slim boy. Prove myself. To prove myself worthy. We will see. Oh, I realized why I don't do the herald build right away a lot of the time. Because I start with a frickin' spear. I hate spears. Halberds are amazing. Can confirm. But spears? What the hell am I supposed to do with this? We'll remove our shield because YOLO. Alright. We're just gonna be stabbing stuff, I guess. Pokey stick. The pokey stick build. It's happening. No, I don't think I'll ever do a pokey stick build, but you know, we'll start out with it. As always, I'm gonna see if I could do a hitless run with the tutorial boss. That's always my goal. If not, that's okay. You doofus. I do want to get that Titanite shard there. I'm doing it. I'm going in. The mad lad that I am. Bam. Anyone else? No, we're good. Okay. Alright, let's do it. And Verdo do the tutorial boss. Mad lad and Vern. I know, right, Zilla? Hope you've had a good day. It's lovely to see you. It's always good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Ow, that hurts, bro. Why are you pulling that out of my chest cavity? You have been bonked. Oops. No, I didn't think he'd swing there. No. That's okay. Got him. You got thunked. Free. Stab him with the pokey stick. Pokey stick. Suddenly Venom. Ah, the biggest surprise in Dark Souls history. Alright, we got embered up. This will be our one and only ember for the rest of the playthrough. If I lose the ember, that means, well, the run is dead. So this is, we're gonna be Bernie. I should name this character Bernie. We're gonna be singed. A singed boy. I don't know why I go here to get this. I guess it's because, you know, in case of emergency, I got my bone, homeward bone. Embers, we don't need no stinking ember. Yeah, exactly. What's that? I don't need to use that. Oh my god, it's Canis! Hi hi! Welcome in, thank you for raiding in. Oh my god! You're so kind for sharing your community with me. Don't mind my PJs that I'm wearing in game. And my bare feet. Imagine holding up your PJs with freaking rope. Like, it's too loose, I gotta hold it down with something. Let's strap some rope around it. Everyone, I hope Deathless run is going good. Well, I just started. It's going okay. Just beat the tutorial boss just fine. Empathy Games, welcome in. Ops Raid. Man, the Greeks got that stuff, yeah. The trousers. Let me give you a big ol' shout out. Man, I love that word. If there's a word that I love that I never use, like in conventional speak, it is trousers. I think it's hilarious. Trousers. There we go. Everyone check out lovely Canis or Canis. Still don't know the pronunciation. I'm horrible. But good friendo. I will support forevermore with all that I am. I gotta run to work, but I wanted to drop by and say hi again. I hope you have an amazing stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope you have an amazing work day. Yeah, that's it. Work's usually hard, but I know you can do it. I believe in you. You got it right, no worries. Okay. Wait, which way? The Canis or Canis? I think it's Canis, right? Canis. And okay, gotcha. Noted. I will retain it in my brainium. I appreciate it. It's like people who call me Verdant. It's like, it's not technically wrong. Like the French or like German pronunciation. Voidant. Why am I not getting this? I usually get this first try. Maybe it's because my brain was hurting early and unbeknownst to me took away my skills. Brain pain. The brain pain. Maybe I have a headache or a migraine. I don't really know. Kind of weird that I don't have headaches or migraines for long unless I have a fever. I don't know if you guys are like that. Like, when you guys get a headache, do you have like long headaches? Mine only last like a minute or two at a time and then they just go away. 'Cause my brain's finally like, wait, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this at all? This seems not worth it. I remember okay. No, I'm fine. I'm misremembering all of my stuff. It's okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. Put the sword in the ash pile. You gotta put it in the bowl. If you don't put it in the bowl, it doesn't count. It has to be in a nice spot. Like if I put it like over here, I don't think it would have counted. I should stop being naked now. Put your clothes on, you heathen. I feel very odd having this helmet on. Maybe there we go. I feel more me when I have my hair loose. Like I rarely wear hats. I don't know if you guys are like hat people. Hat enthusiasts, you know? I don't know. Andre the true hero. Without Andre, we would be nothing. We would be just a bunch of bones. Do I want a short? She doesn't even sell a long sword. Do I want a short sword? I can't wield a scimitar. Or can I? Maybe I can. Hang on. Usually I crank out vigor at the beginning, but you know what? We're going risky bisky mode. We're gonna do 2 decks, and then the rest in vitality. 1 vitality, 2 decks. Oh wait, how much does she sell the scimitar for? Yeah, I'll do 2 decks for now. See how much the scimitar is worth. Because I very much prefer the scimitar over pointy stick. 600, okay. That's fine. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try scimitar start. It actually does less damage, but obviously it has more mobility. Swing, swing. It's OP in Dark Souls 1. Not really sure how it is in Dark Souls 3. We'll have to see. We shall wait and see. Alright. Without further ado, let's dive in and see what's in store for us. Generally, it's nothing. Generally, this first area I know off the top of my head. Oh, started a challenge again, I see. Yeah. I did indeed, RV. It's lovely to see you. Lovely having you. I hope all is going well with you. You know, you saw how close I was last time. I think you were there for the final fight for base game. I died at the last boss after getting every optional boss in base game and every base boss in base game. It felt like I was robbed. And so with that said, I know I can do it. Like, I think that proves it. That I can do it, that the potential is there. No, 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 don't make them mad. You're not allowed. Okay, you didn't make them mad, we're good. Free! We're rocking the scimitar. Which I don't usually start with. But has a nice change of pace and a fast swinging motion. I feel like it's gonna help us seal the deal on some kills quicker than usual, you know? Oops. Alright. We're gonna get the binoculars even though we don't need them. Why am I wasting my time getting these? We're doing it for the memes. We're doing it for the memes. Alright. Yeah, the first segment of this run is always just nothingness to me. I've done this like thousands of times. RV, oh my god! Whoa, you used your Prime Gaming on me? Oh my god. Really? That's so generous of you. Thank you so much, I really appreciate that. I always feel so... I hate ads, yeah. Me too. I always feel so special when... Oh! I always feel so special when someone uses their Prime sub on me, because it's like, you only have one. You used it. The silly boy. Very grateful. Very grateful for you. Alright, the shield guys. Wait, was that? That was a perfect backstab opportunity. I don't know why my guy didn't do a backstab there. Hello there, hi. Hello. Free! Such angy noises. Angy dragon noises. That guy's not gonna catch up. Famous last words. Free! Hello there, knight. Are you ready to do? Now, the scimitar doesn't have much give to it. Oops. Thought my guy would sprint, but he just didn't feel like it, I guess. Woo! Whoa! Woo. Backstab. Fishing for backstabs. Now, I know I could try other builds, but if I really want it to be a Paladin of the Sun playthrough, I gotta rock the Sunlight Straight Sword and a Faith build. So I think what I'll do is I'll be more faith-oriented. Which means I will raise my faith like a crazy man. Unspeakable to many Dark Souls 3 players, but I'm gonna do it. But obviously, since the Sunlight Straight Sword's not until the friggin' Dragon Barracks area, I'm gonna start with the Astora Straight Sword. I feel like it's a very nice, very, like, honestly, it's super good for the early game. I used to rock the Lothric Knight Sword, because that had more meatiness to it. But I realized that the swinging speed is significantly slower than, or it feels at least significantly slower than the Astora Straight Sword. Ow. Ow. I don't know why I'm slaughtering those people, I just... Sometimes it calls for it. Sometimes the game calls for blood. Alright, now it's time to equip our firebombs, and gotta go with what feels right. Exactly. Thank you. Alright, we're gonna get the Titanite Shard from the Scary Boy, but to get it from the Scary Boy, he has to transform. That's something I've always, No, you mustn't. Oh my god. He's going ham. His compadres have been eliminated. Gosh. Ree! Angry Rees, as always. Did the bug die? The bug probably died. And by bug, I mean crystal lizard. Not a bug, but it skitters around like a bug. Hence, or therefore, lizards skitter around similar to bugs in my brain, which is stupid. Just outright stupid. Oh! Crossbow boy! Stop right there. No! So far, the fast-acting swings of the scimitar are proving extremely useful in closing out fights. I don't know why I haven't chosen this before. Usually it's my Dark Souls 1 go-to, so... Kinda surprised I never opted for it in Dark Souls 3 until now. Maybe it's because I didn't think the old lady sold it. I don't really know. Grab all the gubs. All the tasty treats. I will take this shiny. And I will be on my way. What worries me is this knight. This knight's kind of crazy with his shield. Oh, plus I can't poise break him, obviously, because I have a dex weapon. Oh, the outmaneuvering. Top-notch quality. This guy either gives me super amounts of trouble or... yeah, I dispatch him with ease, and this time it was with ease, so very happy. Alright, here's the broadsword, my beloved broadsword. I'm not going to use him in this playthrough, but I have very emotionally attached to this sword because my very first Dark Souls weapon ever, because I played Knight class in Dark Souls 1. It's a good blade. Honestly, I kind of rocked PvP with it in Dark Souls 1 because most people viewed the broadsword as a short sword, but it had a wider swoop, similar to like a longsword. So it was kind of deceptive in that way. I kind of still feel like rocking the dex, but I don't know. The straight sword is just too good. And by dex I mean scimitar. Oh, you idiot! Oh, you're dumb. Oh, you're silly. Oh, that wasn't smart. Alright, everything has gone awry. Plan, if there was a plan, has been foiled. Great Axe Boy wants my face. Yeah, this sub area always is a bit of a spook, but hey, we can do it twice. We can try again. We have a few fire bombs to spare, and I do see some flaming barrels. I did it again! When will this boy learn of his foolishness? I missed both swings. There we go. Oh hey. Oh god, that halberd guy kind of freaks me out because yeah, he does swooping attacks like that. It's not just jabs or overhead swings. That's okay though. We can dispatch him just fine. I hold no qualms against. I really need to finish this game at some point. Yeah, where have you stopped at? I am curious. Silver Eagle shield. A very decent shield indeed. We're gonna go for the doggo. Bark bark. Bork bork. Alright, I may as well get it over with and fight this guy. The battle is on! But yeah, I feel you on that, because I felt the same way until I watched another streamer stream this game. I believe I stopped a dancer, but I found out recently that this game doesn't have cloud saves. It doesn't have cloud saves. Really? Oh yeah, I think it's stored in app data. On your computer. Hmm. So yeah, when I... Chilly, no. Yeah, when I did a modded playthrough of the game, like a modded campaign playthrough, I didn't want my save files to be messed up by the mod stuff, so restart from the beginning. I gotcha. You remember what kind of build you were rocking at the time? Let's do a heal aid. This guy kind of still freaks me out. Oh man, the dancer. F that boss in the A. Yeah. I'm always so tempted to do it early, to fight Dancer early for my 0 death runs, because I did try it once, and I succeeded once out of like maybe 4 or 5 times. So it's like, it's doable, and if I do it, I can get later game Fight Night stuff. And thereby make half the game just super easy. Because I'd have a +10 sword at that point. I'm always scared to. Pretty sure I was a Dex boy, because that's what I usually default to. You're very based. As a fellow Dex boy, I fully approve. Ever since I learned the power of Quelog's Fury Sword in Dark Souls 1, and how that blade scaled with Dex, that's what sold me. I was just like, this sword is like underrated and arguably, in my opinion, the best sword in the game. Friggin' amazing, and it looks awesome. The fire effects in Dark Souls 1 with that blade is just like chef's kiss. Yeah, so it's good times. Top up on that. Can't wait to invest these souls into more vigor. That will be good. Good stuff, because as always, we're gonna crank out our vigor to 50. I'm tempted to go 60, but yeah. I learned by one of you guys in chat that apparently the hard cap in Dark Souls 3 is 50. I always thought it was 60 for some reason, but it is not. I was completely wrong on that. I just like being a very fast guy. Same! Being able to swing fast means you can have a higher DPS. And if you have high damage and high DPS, you can close out fights and just, you know, high offense is a good offense is a good defense in that case. That's why I tend to not use shields. And it's also why I tend to not parry. Because if I put myself in a defensive stance, I open myself up to potential damage. Like, even though a parry has a payoff, it still leaves you open to damage. So I'm like, okay, what ways can I mitigate damage as much as possible? Well, with a high DPS, I can just close out fights and reduce damage taken that way. And with backstabbing rather than parrying, I can still play defensively, putting myself in a optimally defensive position, while also simultaneously being able to keep my offensive going. That's why generally I try, if I know the boss well, I generally try to opt to simply move out of the way rather than roll out of the way. If I know where he's about to swing and the orientation of his swing, I can position myself to avoid it and just continue wailing on them. It's just like, my playstyle's like weird. It's weird. It is very bizarre. But I think that is because of Dark Souls 1. I think with Dark Souls 1's OP poise stat... My phone did a weird noise. Voice crack. I did a weird noise by voice cracking. There we go. I think because Dark Souls 1 has broken poise, it just allows me to not be poise broken and just, you know, you just keep swinging. And then I have high health and high defense. So it's just I could close out fights. I don't even have to put the effort in. Effortless. DS1 poise is so fun. It's so amazing. What I really wish that could have stayed in is friggin' ninja rolling Havel sets. That, like, I wish I could do that for a playthrough. Because that just sounds so fun. ninja flipping Havel set run. Is that I could still rock a lighter weight, well, Quellog's Furious Sword isn't really lightweight, but compared to like Dragon's Tooth, still a lighter weight weapon. So I could flip, I could do fire dances. Would just be awesome. Oh yeah, Vigor. Vigor. Now my stat is at 765, which is not desirable, but we're getting there. My question is, do I want to... I'll do Vort now. Do Vort now. I'll do Vort now so I can get the bonfire closer to those knights, and with those knights, that's when I can grind for knight shards and whatever else I need. More souls. Getting the Silver Serpent Ring though early is like my must do every playthrough. No matter what, this ring is in my second slot. My second ring slot right off the bat. Right off the rip. Because it's like, why not? Why not get more souls? Ow. Do some heal aids, why not? Oh my god, the dog made it down here. That's horrifying. The dog's like, I'm not done with you, sir. I ain't done. Missed all those swings, or the first two. I'm gonna get this guy. I'm gonna get this guy just to help me with the knights. Why not? Albert. Silly, silly Albert. And a silly man that he is. No! I was so close. So close to victory. Got him. Albert, no. Oh, I missed my backstab. Oh, the poise break. Oh my god. You rarely see that in my playthroughs. Oh my... Albert doesn't give a frick. Rude. Yeah, I know, right? Albert's going ham. Never to be seen again. I don't know about Albert. Like, I don't know his lore or anything. Right, Albert, we're walking towards this guy. We do not want to... Okay, you woke him up, Albert. He charged his angry attack. No, 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 no! No, 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 no. Oh my god. Oh. God damn, Albert. Oh, he's still going in. I think you need to calm down, my boy. He had one job. He did. He's not the sneaky type. It's understandable. Guess I'll talk to the old lady to get the frickin' flag or whatever. Doing the dancer early potential, perhaps? I really feel like... I feel like I can do it, but I'd have to do Vort first and, like, do all that. It's such a scary thing. Such a scary idea. The potential is there. I'm running around like a lunatic. Nice try, Albert. You silly boy. Finish him, Albert. Yeah! Good man. We're going to continue forward. No crossbow usage for you. No. Getting my butt kicked by wooden shield boys. Get them, Albert, sneak up on him. Alright. Let's do Vort. Switch to decaf AI. Yeah, through that. You want to do anything? No, I don't want to do anything. Let's just fight them as is. Let's top up on health. Let's try and do damageless Vort. Why are you jumping back, you silly man? Oh, I rolled the wrong way. Damageless ruined. Whee! Here comes the charges. No, no, no. We will have none of that. Oh. Row, 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 row. There, we're done. The initial the bosses seem to always hit me once. One time. They're like, you're trying to do damageless? I don't think so. I'm gonna get one hit off on you. Like, come on. Just let me have it. You stinker. Yeah, we'll level up and do our thing. See if we have enough shards to get to plus, what was it, 3? Alright. Consume my chili. Has a lot of health. 130 more health? Yes, please. Yum, yum, yum. I'm gonna do something different though. As soon as I hit 1000 HP, which is soon, I'm at 947. As soon as I hit 1000 HP, I'm gonna just crank out the levels for Faith. Even though the Store Straight Sword doesn't scale with Faith, that's the issue, I think. It's the issue I'm having. Maybe. Just maybe. We can do a lightning spear run. We can throw some lightning spears and praise the sun all day, every day. That would be awesome. What? Wow. Kath! Hi, Kath. You're a nerd. How was your stream in BioShock Infinite? Which honestly has always perplexed me as a game. I always was fascinated in the concept of it. Ow. You accidentally murdered a lot of guards? Yeah, you're supposed to be a kind witch. Why are you murdering guards? They're just doing their jobs. My D&D character would be pissed. You're killing my fellow man. My fellow law enforcement officers. Was it really an accident, Kath? Wow. Self-defense. Well, that's interesting. You spell self-defense with a C-E. That's the way Canadians spell it, actually. I spell it the American way with S-E. Hope you're having a great night, V. Likewise, Anova. I really appreciate you joining in with the raid. Super cool. A long time no see. It's all the same. Uh-oh. Kath, why can't you just have some fun with pronunciation, or not pronunciation, vocabulary? Yeah. You get your vocab on. What you talk about? Your vocab. Oh! Oh, or were you referring to something else? Oh! Just popping in for a bit. It's my mom's birthday. We're gonna celebrate for a bit. Nice! Happy birthday, Nova's mom. Hope you have a great time. You hating on me? No. I'm not. I want to kill this guy because he gives a lot of souls, but he's also really scary with his weapon enchanted. He's a scary man. Oh, his weapon's still enchanted? How long does that last? Yo, I want a shiny sword. Does the stray sword have a cool effect? No. It has nothing. You get nothing. You lose, sir. Good day. Or wait, no, he says good day, sir. You lose, sir. That's the alternative line that he could have said. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. Yo, God bless that guy. Tape a few flashlights on your sword. Yeah, get the RGB lights. Oh my god. Funnily enough, in the game Scarlet Nexus, instead of choosing more powerful swords, I'm like really stubborn because I have an RGB sword and I want to keep my RGB sword. I forget the disco ball attachment. Funny that you mentioned Nova as well. This is like a continuous story time. As a kid, my favorite Christmas tree decoration was disco balls. I would go to the store and I would go through the Christmas decoration aisle and I would just be like, I want all these disco balls. I want to hang up the disco balls, because what would happen is when you put the Christmas lights on, the lights would go reflect into the disco balls, and then there would just be more funkadelic light everywhere. And as a child, that, like, you know, that only increased my Christmas wonder. My love for the holiday season. I'm having a tough time with this. Okay. How many freaking enchantments do you have, my man? Apparently a lot. I will not rest until you're defeated, but I will refuse to be hit by your scary shiny sword. See? See how much damage it does? Like almost 1/3 damage of my health. It's a lot of damage. Backstab. That's what you get for being greedy with your sword. See, now you're angry because you messed it up. You done goofed, my man. You silly sausage, you. Kath! Oh my god, Kath is on a 65 stream streak. Oh my god. 65 streams. That's wild. I love it. I love that. I love you. You're amazing, Kath. You're probably going to get stuff to eat, but if you want to be in VC later, I would love that. My bones and my muscles have been 65. Wowzers. I know, right? That's mega wowzers. That's supreme wowzers. There we go. He ups to Kath. I'm gonna give her a shout out. Even though she's gonna be like, no, don't do it. I got it. Yeah, see? I predicted it. No, stop. You mustn't. You mustn't. Oh, there's the grumpy face too. Oh. My interpretation of her grumpy face is so silly. I have such an unorthodox way of thinking. Because she sees it as harum. Like she's harum. She's puffing up her cheeks, you know? It's like a harum. But I don't know. I just like the oh, oh, oh. Strange boy. Strange boy. I'm gonna go kill these dogs here because they're... I want the bone. Oh. These aren't bones. These are skulls. Why are you screeching so loud? Save the guys, save them. There we go. Hey guys, I saved you. I saved your entire life. Are you happy? Are you happy? They're so happy right now. Now they don't have to die. They can live their lives in husk form. No, not my puppers. Well, still bone? Yeah. Wait, yeah, you're right. You're right. I need to get a whole new pack. Sorry, Nova. Had to be done. I had to save those husk people. Oh, I didn't know there would... No. Keep your pitchfork away from me. I will take this small leather shield and be on my way. Stop wrapping people in cloth and hanging them from trees. It's not nice. Is that really a way to respect the dead? Come on now. You gotta be more respectful, even if they are your foes. No, don't do it. No, I don't want to die. Stop it. I'm gonna go over here. Ninja power. Plunging attack! Bet you didn't see this coming. Alright. Oh, then he backs up. Oh my god, the strategy involved. Wow. He was a strategic little fellow. Maybe it's a new kind of hammock? The innovation in Lothric. Lothric? I assume Lothric. Dark Souls 1 is Lordran. Lothric, yes. It's gotta be Lothric. Innovation in Lothric is superb. There's still a barrel there? No, I haven't seen things. Aim it. Aim it. Aim it. Oh yeah, the last one. Oh my god. That is the gamer way. We got another bone. Ow. No, don't do it. You happy? As long as they're happy, that's what matters. There's the frickin' pitchfork guy. I would solo you, but you got a pitchfork guy following you. Give me one moment to address that, alright? Alright, now we can engage. Now we can engage in combat. Oh, my back! Ow! And that is why we don't run away from... Oh my god! That's the first time that ever happened! Oh, holy crap! Oh my god. Hey, no swearing. Get over here. Can't allow you to cuss on my stream. That was a hit. That was a hit. This fellow has caused a great amount of anguish. Pain and anguish. Wouldn't it be great if we can remove human suffering? But then again, would it become like a dystopia? A utopia dystopia? Dystopian utopia? Backstab. You guys got. You got, son. Backstabbing that guy was a waste of time. But I did it anyway. For fun. Alright, I think that's it. Let's get the praise the sun emblem, yeah? Start praising the sun like fancy gentlemen. The fancy gentlemen that we are. Guys, we could talk about this. Jeepers. They were unrelenting. Oh, you're still alive. I thought I got you. Wowzers, even when they're not acting dead, can blend in. Stealthy boys that they are. Talk, I'm not sure they know how to talk. They're bandits, I think they do. Because they look gremlin-like, you know, doesn't mean they don't have speech functionality. Unless they're hollowed out and lost their soul, and then in that case, you know, not having a soul. I can understand that. Alright, you know what? As an exercise in good faith, I'm taking off all these hanging corpses. Get these people on the ground. They don't deserve this. They don't deserve being strung up like, you know, meat. They deserve to rest. Imagine if you were a corpse. I know it's difficult to imagine. But imagine being a corpse, being entirely unable to, I was gonna say move, but if you're a corpse you can't move. And just forever being strung up. I don't know if I would find that comfortable. Hi, Fudge. Been a smidgy since I said hi. I know, I missed you. The amazing Fudge is here. Oh my goodness, it has been a while. Very glad you stopped in. Thank you for the hydrate and the stretch. Do they even have a mouth? I think they wear big hats, Anova, and they have faces under their hats. I think they're just normal people. Oops. Oh. Look who this guy is. I don't think I ever encountered this guy. He did. Heard footsteps, I got paranoid. You can tell that the moving ones... Oh no, they're throwing poop! They're throwing their feces! You can tell the moving ones are gonna move based on the lighting. Like if they're slightly a bit more bright than these fellows, then... You will not trick me. No siree. He did get a hit off on me, but... Shiny. Shiny. I did it for Kath. Hello there, hi. Not the bonky hammer. Ow, ow, ow. Run, run, run. Not good. Not good to lose your blood. You're laughing now. Just you wait. Paladino will seize victory one of these days. No, Hodrick. Bad. Bad Hodrick. You will not invade me just yet. I'm busy. Currently busy with many activities. Blood is just a little bit useful. Would suck to lose it all. Yeah. You know what scares me? You know what's a scary thought? Have you guys been on this side of the internet? Oh, fudge. I've been pretty good. Just extremely tired for some reason. Like my muscles and bones feel very exhausted. No reason today. I don't know why. You've been well. Yeah, you know what a scary thought is involving blood? Freaking, you know how your blood, you know how you regain blood, right? If you lose blood, you regain it. In fact, I want to know what the process is called of getting more red blood cells back in your system. Let me look it up. Red blood cells. And hemoglobin. Increase process. I don't know what. Increase red blood cells. No, production of red blood cells. Here we go. It is called. Oh, this is why I don't know the name of it. The production of red blood cells is called erythropoiesis. I'm gonna just put this in the chat for you guys to enjoy. The word of the day, everyone, is erythropoiesis. Freaking awesome. You know, that's fair. I'm glad to hear you've been well despite the tired coming from your bones. Oh, thank you, Fudge. You're amazing. Well, just been finished up with classes for the semester. Yeah, I recently finished my classes too. My grades haven't been the best, but you know, they're not failing grades, so it's something. Red cells are produced continuously in the marrow of certain bones. As stated above, in adults, the principal sites of red cell production, called erythropoiesis, are the marrow spaces in the vertebrae, ribs, breastbone, and pelvis. Within the bone marrow, the red cells derived from a primitive precursor, or erythroblast. Erythroblast. Nucleated cell in which there is no hemoglobin. Erythroblast. Now that is a good word. So you know when you lose blood, right? Your body naturally restores it. It goes into overdrive, right? What if when you lose blood, like, you never get that same amount back? You know? What if you have a nosebleed and your body loses blood and it like regains much of it back, but you don't have as much of the blood as you used to have, you know? That thought freaks me out. But apparently, according to Google, anyway, there's foods that help with red blood cell production, so maybe I could look into that to help me with my paranoia. Alright, I've got to head off. You're all amazing. Thank you, Anova. You're amazing. You're very amazing, too. Sorry for putting that thought in your head, RP. There's a lot of things that we don't consider as we go about our day, right? Like, how many red blood cells am I making in my body right now? 'Cause your body just does. Your body does without confirming any information. It's just like, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna do this. You have this now. Like, alright. You didn't confirm the information. You know, I would like to know. I would like you to compile a report by the end of the day. How many red blood cells you made, and how many red blood cells I may have lost. I would like to know this information. My body. The first image I got in my head was to visualize humans as a cup you don't want to spill. Oh my god. Don't cry over spilled blood. Hi, Kath.
That seems like way too much effort.
What?
Asking your body to give you reports each day.
Oh,
I
your
barely
body.
want to look at reports.
Plus, it's also inconsiderate because your body's doing all kinds every millisecond of the day. The ask do something on top of it just seems very unfair. So I am just curious about that thought. It's like when I at this throughout the stages of my life, how many blood cells did I have total? Like throughout every year of my life. What age throughout my lifetime will I have the most red blood cells in my life? And simultaneously, which year of my life will have the least amount? I assume, you know, based on volume, the moment I was born, I would assume I would have the least amount of red blood cells. But it's pretty cool that as soon as you're born, your body's just going at it. Like from that point on until death, your body's just like, all right, start up the old red blood cell machine. Start her up. Ow. Okay, that guy is a fool. That went perfect. That was a perfect interaction. However, with Hodrick, it may not be as perfect. We shall see. We shall soon see whether or not Hodrick is, Oh, he is very scared. No, no. You're not doing any of that. Oh, he's just standing there. He's like... He does not want any part of it. Oh, he parried me! No, he parried me! Hodrick, no! You've succeeded in your endeavor. No! Hodrick! Nope. You're not doing that. Oh, yeah, you're out of Estus. That's a problem for you. No! No! You're not allowed to get health back. You're cheating. I mean, I'm cheating, but we don't acknowledge that. You're gonna die, Hodrick. You're done for, my man. Done for.
Alright, so in a study of about 2,000 people ages from 18 to 90 plus, it looks like the age range of 50 to 59 has the most blood inside of them.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Wow.
According to this study.
That's such a cool fact. I always get so... Oh my god, Oliver!
Oh, hey, Oliver!
Oliver and Kaylin, we're talking about blood. Thank you for raiding in. Oh, you were playing the kitty game! I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I made a post or a retweet post about how I want to play that kitty game. We've come full circle, Kath. Nice.
Yeah, I rated it because I wanted to see the kitty game.
Yes. Oh my god, I want that game so bad. Blood. What blood type are y'all? That's what I want to find out. Okay. Here's my proposition. I'm gonna repeat what I said. Because I said that, you know how we lose blood throughout our lives and stuff like that. Like, what if, in your blood producing process of restoring the amount of red blood cells you had in your body, what if you don't get all of them back, you know? What if there's a few thousand red blood cells not accounted for? That to me bothers me. I want all my red blood cells. I want all of them.
You don't get all of them.
I know, but I like them. I'm emotionally attached to each one of them. And I also found out that the process of red blood cell creation is called erythro erythrop erythropoi erythropoiesis erythropo erythropor
Gesundheit.
Bouch. This is the process. Erythropoiesis. Erythropoiesis. And then, did you guys also know, as we're talking about blood, that where's my blood article? Oh, there it is. Within the bone marrow, the red cells derived from a primitive precursor, or erythroblast. That's what it's called. That's blast in the name. That's friggin' awesome. Anyway, I'm getting really nerdy talking about this, so good. Erythroblast is the precursor of our red blood cell production. He is the man. He's like the copy that the printer prints off of. Like, or the what is it? The copy that is scanned from. Scan more copies. Pretty fun.
The
it's like
original.
Yeah. Pretty fun. It's like Untitled Goose Game, but with too much dialogue and cats. Oh, nice. Nice. Bones. Or in other words, Blood Factory turns on. Yeah. I think that's so cool. That, like, there's so many processes in our body that we don't, like, consider in our everyday lives. Like, I don't stop and think, like, man, my body's doing such a good job at making red blood cells right now. Good job, bone marrow. And other parts of my body that produce that. I think there's like there's just this like living appreciation of just like, wow, there's a lot that my body's doing for me right now at this moment, just so that I can live a little longer. How have the Deathless runs gone? Well, Oliver, I'm so happy you asked, because in my previous run of Dark Souls 3 Deathless, I have got through the entire base game to the final boss, and I started shaking like crazy, and my anxiety got the better of me, and I died at the final boss of my Deathless run. 0 deaths up until that point. I got about halfway? 3/4? Halfway? Halfway to 3/4 through that boss fight. And I just scuffed it. And then I kept going through the DLC, because I was just like, screw it, I'll practice with some DLC bosses. Just absolutely steamrolled most of them. I died a few times to Friday, though, and I died a few times to Gale. But I did Madeira first try, which is insane. Soul Cinder has dirty magnet hands and his sword cheats. Yeah, he comboed me, and then he, like, did, like, this, like, a lunge to finish me off, and it was just like, I was running away to heal. I was like, no, please, and then just, yeah, he knew. He struck. Be sure to thank your osteoblasts, osteoclasts, and osteocytes, and osteogenics. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot to be thankful for. There's probably hundreds of words that we don't know or haven't learned yet that we should be thankful for every day of our lives. When was the last time you were thankful because of your pancreas in making glycerol? Glycerol? Glycogen. It's glycogen that it produces. It produces what is it? Insulin. Obviously it produces insulin. The insulin produces glycogen, which I think eats away at your what is it? Your glucose cells?
Sure.
Yeah. Insulin, yeah. I don't know why.
I was angry at my intestines the other week.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Remember I told you I couldn't sleep because it felt like somebody had their fingers in my intestinal tract?
Yeah, that's not good. I don't like
Yeah.
that.
So I was mad at my intestines back then.
Yo, Oliver relates, because apparently they were angry at their liver and their spleen. I'm sorry you guys got angry at your organs.
Well, it's because they caused a ruckus. If they don't cause ruckuses, everything's fine.
I know, but you know, you can't expect perfect. Like, they're working 24/7. We can't always expect perfection in our organs.
Take a day off, jeez.
Yeah, your heart's just like, can I have a day off? And you're like, yeah, why not? And it's just like, ah.
The day off is forever.
Yeah. To be fair, you know, if there's anyone that deserves a day off, it's our organs. Yeah, they work non-stop. Non-stop. You imagine how overworked they all feel? I feel bad for them now. Getting emotionally attached to my organs. No, not the great arrows, please. Ow.
Suddenly RV says, I've been mad at my head, keep getting migraines.
Yeah, my brain hurt when I started stream. My brain really hurt. And it still kind of hurts if I move my head around, so I think I have a headache or a migraine right now. But like, I'm pretty good at like ignoring my migraine / headache pain. I'm just kind of just keep going. It doesn't bother me. Well, it bothers me when I think about it, but you're mad at your joints, arthritis gang? Gosh dang it. We gotta tell your bones to work. Wait, is arthritis your bones or your muscles? Or both?
Arthritis is the pain of moving your joints. So it's, I think it's your joints.
Oh.
Arthritis is like a buildup between your joints.
Oh. So technically it's the nervous system in between your joints that you're angry at. Because your nerves are probably like, yeah, put pain receptors, go.
I don't think joints have pain receptors. That's why you can pop your knuckles.
I don't like popping my knuckles though. It freaks me out.
Do it right now in the mic.
No, don't, please. It freaks me out, please. Oh my god. I don't know. I'm weird. I don't want your bones making sounds, you know, unless they want to. Did you ask your bones for consent in the matter?
When I was in like a health class before I decided that was no longer the thing that I wanted to do when I grew up.
Yeah.
I did ask my health teacher. I was like, "Hey health teacher, why do our bones pop?"
Yeah.
And she said it's because of the fluid between the joints.
Yeah, I learned that too.
So when you crack it, you're not actually cracking your bones, you're just moving the fluid around between your joints.
Yeah.
So it's not technically bad,
Yeah.
but you still shouldn't do it because then your ligaments and everything between your fingers gets all loosey goosey.
Yeah,
and then it causes issues down the line.
Yeah. By our organs combined, chat, we can make one functional, healthy human being. Yo, I have 20/20 vision. You guys can have my eyeballs. With our forces combined, we can make the superhuman. That's kind of true. Out of all of us, one of us has like the best organ of that type. Like one of us has the best pancreas than anyone around. Well, not anyone around, but anyone in this chat currently.
Do you want my off switch?
No.
You don't think my off switch is good enough to be in a healthy human being?
I think well, I mean it could work. Well, I don't know. Have you used it in a beneficial way? Or has it only
For those that don't understand the joke, I have an off switch. If I hit my elbow too hard, I pass out.
Yeah. It's true. My joints need WD-40. Have you seen the concert video where they get the whole crowd to crack their necks? I have. It was actually MCR that did that. I forget who did it, but yeah, they were just like, yo, everyone crack your knuckles. Or maybe it might have been Rooster Teeth actually. Either way. Yeah, it was just like the biggest bone crack sound I've ever heard. Oh, the power of humans.
So in this blood article that I was reading about that study of people, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till you're done dying.
Thank you.
Okay. They also apparently did a study on the anemia by age group.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like less than, 5 to 10% until you get to about age 50, and then it jumps. So age 50, it's about 12%, then 60 to 69 is 20%, and then it's like 55 at 70 to 79.
Oh, Jesus.
So we get anemia by the time we're 90, 75% of people have anemia.
Oh my god. So sad.
Yeah.
My model's frozen. I'm staring into your souls now.
These things happen.
I'm staring into your organs. Staring at those organs. Gosh dang, why is VTube Studio? Oh, it's because I have Chrome open. That makes sense. There's not enough dedicated WAM. Gotta close my blood articles. Rest in peace. Well, Kath can do the research if we need research.
I am doing the research. It looks like if you want the best years, like if you're a vampire and you're trying to get the best blood,
Yeah.
you want to go for the age range of 50 to 59.
Really?
Yep. So vampires out there,
Didn't you
go
say
for the 50 to 59.
Did you say anemia starts at 50 though?
No, it starts going up at 50. It goes from the 12% to 20%.
At
And then in
50?
the 60s, right, and then in the 60s is when it jumps up to the 55.
Interesting. So wouldn't you want to get the right balance of preventing anemia and having the most blood cells? Like wouldn't like the 40s
No, I'm
be...
saying for a vampire, you want someone who bleeds easily so you
Oh.
don't have to puncture their skin super hard.
Oh.
But that's also the age range where they have the most blood. So as a vampire, you're looking for people around 50 to 59 because you get the most bang for your buck and they're the easiest to consume.
Yeah. I'm gonna restart my VTube Studio. I'm looking bizarre with my breezies. Actually, gotta download more RAM, yeah. Dedicated wham. Dedicated wham. I hope that youngin is doing alright. Dedicated
What
wham.
youngin'?
The dedicated wham Minecrafter.
What you talking about, Willis?
Alright. I gotta do the story time now. The Minecraft convention. There was a child, at the Q&A, and the child wanted to ask a question about RAM usage in Minecraft and how much RAM you needed to maintain a server, smoothly. So then he said his question was, how much dedicated RAM do you need to Shovo? It was adorable.
I see.
Yeah. I hope they're doing well. I hope they have plenty of dedicated wham. My brain. Why are you in pain, brain? Tell me. Tell me why you're in pain. All you have to do is talk about it with me and we can resolve things. Feel me?
Feel me?
Feel me?
Bye bye bye.
If your brain could talk to you... Wait, no. I guess your inside voice is your brain talking to you, technically.
Your inside voice, the one that tells you, don't do that, that's bad.
Well, just your inner voice. You know how you could just talk in your brain?
You know that some people don't have that, right?
No, they all do. Madness.
No, we don't. Cause I don't.
What? No.
We've gone over this,
No.
Verdant. I
No.
have the picture brain.
No, you're not allowed.
Yes. What do you mean I'm not allowed?
You're not allowed. You don't have a voice in your head? I'm sure when you're picking out
No.
groceries, you're like, okay, I need to get bread. I need to. You don't just think of bread and you're just like bread. You don't just like
I
print an image of bread.
visualize bread. I visualize bread.
Really?
Yeah.
It's-
Like when I go to a store, I visualize the layout of the store and what I need to get where.
It's a surprisingly large number of people that don't have an internal monologue. Really? So if I asked you all to say right now in your mind to say hello in your mind, let's take 3 seconds to do it. You're telling me that you couldn't do it. Like you were incapable.
I visualized a mouth moving, forming the words hello.
Wait, really?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's actually close to 50-50. Oh my god. That's like mind blown. We probably already have gone over this, but like that's like, so you visualize everything including speech. Like you almost, it's almost like you visualize someone else talking to you.
Yeah.
Whereas my inner voice, when I say hello in my brain, it's like hearing in your brain. It's like there's a voice in your brain that you hear without your ears. It's like it's already processed in your brain, the voice. It's almost as if your brain is constructing auditory information without actually getting the vibrations of like actual auditory information.
I think most people have a hybrid, to be completely fair with you. But most people have one that they, like, prefer.
Well, I think every sense plays a part. Like, you know, obviously, it's proven that smell is the one that lights up the brain the most when it comes to memories and stuff. Because it's like when you smell something really nice that you've smelled before, usually you're like, oh yeah, I had chocolate chip cookies with my grandma as a child and they were great. But yeah, I think in my own voice personally, yeah, me too. If I'm reading your stuff, my default is hearing my own voice. Me too. Unless I know, like if I'm reading like a fictional novel and I know the character's voice, sometimes my brain tries to emulate. In retrospect, it might be my voice emulating the character's voice in my brain, but who knows? I can't confirm that yet. I cannot confirm or deny. But yeah. Sometimes I wish I didn't have an internal monologue. That's the thing with all the spirituality and self-help books and stuff that I read. Like, it really helped me because a lot of them spoke about the voice in your head that is the ego and how it, you know, it's kind of selfish in nature and how it always wants something, but it can never achieve contentment because it will always want something, you know? There's no stopping point. There's no like, and we're done, we're fully, you know? So it helped me be the awareness of the voice in my head instead of being the voice in my head, if that makes sense. So the voice in my head that tells me I'm not good enough and stuff like that, being the awareness of the voice in my head helps me, allows me to not be affected by that statement as much because it's not me telling myself that I'm not good enough. It's just like that selfish voice saying that I'm not good enough, and that's okay to sometimes, you know, make mistakes and stuff like that, etc., etc. But yeah, I guess it would be hard. I'm a bit more difficult to read that book as a fully visual person and be like, well, what voice in your head? You mean like
Well,
my visual center?
Well, here's the thing. I just picked up a random book next to me and I opened it up and I read a paragraph, right?
Yeah.
There's no voice per se, but I process the information.
Really?
Like I process the words on the page, but I don't hear a voice in my head. I understand that they're currently talking about homes in a labyrinth city, and I am understanding the situation, but that doesn't mean I hear a voice in my head.
Right. Well, the thing is though, right? Like the biggest counter argument, I guess you could say, to that whole thing is everyone reads at a certain pace. And for me, my reading is at the pace of which I would not actually vocalize reading, but it's how my brain voice enunciates the words and stuff like that. Like how long it takes to actually like pronounce every syllable of the words and stuff like that. So how does a visual brain dictate its reading speed? If
I
it's
don't.
So what's your reading speed then? Like how do you
So if you go by how fast I can read a book, the Hunger Games books, I finished all 3 in 3 days.
Yeah. That's great.
And so it was basically like a book a day, and I would do it after I got done with classes.
Yeah.
So really fast, but I don't process like accents or concepts or
Yeah.
dialogue and things like that. I just read it, process the information, and move on.
But like how do you read through the word? Do you because you don't enunciate it in your head or anything like that.
No, but
So
I understand what the word home means.
yeah. So when you're going over like when your eyeballs are going over the word home, like your eyes just kind of snapshot it and it's just instantly processed into your brain and you just instantly recognize that word as it is.
Well,
like
what do you know? Like, what do you process as water? Like, come on, man.
Well, no, like when I'm reading the word water, I know what it is, but my understanding of
That's it. That's all you need to know. You just need to understand what it is.
I know, but when I finish enunciating it in my head, it kind of like is able to mold itself better and solidify itself better in my head, if that makes sense. Like, I'm able to make a conclusion in my head where it's like, okay, my brain's satisfied with what the meaning of that single word is, and then it works towards the next word. And it does that all super quickly. It does it in like an instant, you know? But yeah. Because like, you know when you're reading something and you're kind of like zoning out reading and you like realize you read a paragraph, but then you're like, oh crap, I didn't understand it. I read it, but I didn't understand what happened in that paragraph. Like that happens to me quite a bit.
I guess because I've read hundreds and hundreds of books, I can easily go from the very first sentence to building the scene. And so as I'm reading, I just put the things in the scene that I have already created.
Wow.
Which is why when you and I read philosophy together, it is really hard for me because there's no scenes.
Yeah, that's true.
Philosophy.
That's true, yeah.
There's just concepts, and I like...
Try and visualize
I understand. I'm gonna read it to you, but I don't freaking get it.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense actually, and that's probably why you really like role playing, like D&D and stuff, because everything just appears in your brain, and you can just easily create the landscape of the story in your brain. Really cool. I did meet someone in college that could speed read because. Oh! One moment. Gonna slaughter this man who invaded our space. In college I could speed read because they didn't have an internal voice when they read. That's so cool. Mentions that after talking to people with OCD, I've learned that I have some symptoms where I have a bunch of constant conversations in my head and I can't shut them up. Yeah. Yeah, that's the annoying thing. There's a lot of interruptions when I'm reading too, where the voice in my head's always just like, oh, yeah, that reminds me of that time, you know, and then it goes on its own tangent. I'm like, no, we're reading a sentence here, and we want to get to the bottom of like what it's trying to portray. It's really interesting.
Meow meow.
Meow meow. So there you go. We learned all kinds of stuff about each other. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bite.
Bite. Bite, 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 bite. Bite, bite. Bite, bite, bite. Bite, bite. I guess like someone who is born blind, right, would most certainly have the vocal voice in their head, right? Because if they never saw anything, they'll never be able to visualize concepts or words or scenes or anything like that.
Not necessarily.
Well, what do you think?
Because if you were born blind, your perception is different. That doesn't mean you don't perceive what a home is. You just perceive it differently.
Much of the time, the favorite sense of born at blind individuals is hearing. Like that's the sense that they mostly rely on. So I'm curious. And touch, of course. But since I'm curious, because most people, I would think, would say their vision is their most appreciated or favorite sense that they have, you know? That maybe that could have an effect on the voice in our heads. But
it is possible. I remember reading a book one time called, I think it was A Wrinkle in Time, where the main character came across a group of people who were technically blind. And she was trying to get them to understand the colors and the beauty that's currently around them. And all they really responded to that was, well, that's how you see beauty. And then they tried to explain what they saw that was beautiful. And she couldn't understand because their worlds are just so different on how they experience them.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's super cool. ADHD apparently also comes with a higher likelihood of auditory processing issues too, which also makes conversations harder. Yeah. That also, but for me it's more like I'm always in a room full of people talking. Yeah. Also the thing where you try so hard to pay attention that you start focusing on focusing and then you're not listening anymore. Yeah, that happens to me. Happens to me all the time. I'm like, oh no. I'm like drifting off, I need to focus, and then like the focus is on the focus and not the thing I'm trying to focus on.
And then I look at you and go, did you hear me? You're like, no, say it again.
Yeah, yeah. Because I'm listening, but I guess I'm not processing. I guess it's similar to like reading to me. Like I need to have my inner voice fully read something before I can understand it fully. I guess with listening, it's the same thing where like I need to have my awareness be aware of the words properly. Like it could be like conscious of the words, but to have like what's the word I'm looking for? I guess I can't say focus on the word because then I'd be focusing on the focus of the words.
How do you do subtitles?
How do I do subtitles? Oh, that's a good. Yeah, because they do kind of just like snap on, don't they? They don't like pop up one at a time. That's so true. I think I'm able to read. I think my reading speed is enough where I'm able to fully read the sentence before it goes away. Like I'm able to like whoop, and then it goes away.
Do you hear it in the tone of the character saying it, even though you can't understand what they're saying?
I think thankfully me listening to their voice with the combination of the meaning of the subtitles puts the two together in a way. So even though they're not speaking a language I understand, I associate their voice with what's being said and the meaning of what's being said and stuff like that, and associate it to their character and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How do you do it?
I just process it. I don't know.
Do you like snapshot process the whole thing in one bunch?
Well, like when we watch anime that has subtitles, I can clearly see like the images and everything snapping by, and I'm processing the words that they're saying.
Yeah.
Like with Dungeon Meshi, I don't stare at the words to process them. I just read them, understand the situation, and watch the anime.
Oh. You're not really tying the voice with the words, you're just kind of taking the meaning and then just understanding.
Well, like, I know the main character said this, and that's what he means, but, I mean, it's the same thing as watching a movie.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about humanity. We're all different.
Yeah, that is really awesome. I think if we were all like, if everyone was like an auditory brain learner, like, it just wouldn't be interesting at all, because it'd be like, yeah, everyone understands that concept. Yeah, I know I made it seem like it was blasphemous, but it really is difficult for me to grasp your experience as a whole, because it's like, my brain does visualize, like when I think of the word bread, and I could say bread in my mind, like I just did right now in my brain.
Bread.
But I could also visualize bread in my brain. I don't have to close my eyes. I could just see bread. Like I could look at my wall and see that it's just a wall, but it's almost like my brain can quickly, like, subtly and like easily put that picture there without even closing my eyes. Closing my eyes helps better because obviously you have a better canvas of being able to put the image without distractions.
Yeah.
But yeah. And the concept of closing your eyes too, it always still fascinates me, because it's not black, and blind people also say that they don't describe what they see, or lack thereof, as black either. Like, it's not just darkness. It's like, what is it that we see when we close our eyes? Because there is like some fuzziness, like the inside of our eyelid, I guess, but like,
No! You should have waited!
you should have waited.
It's too late.
Oh, Angie boy. Ow. Dude, you coming to help or what? Chilling? Alright, I guess he's chilling. There we go.
That what you Well,
Sleepy boy. Yum yum. I'm sorry if this discussion is making anyone feel existential, but is the common thought of Verdant. Common thinking. For me, the thing that took me the longest to understand are people that can't visualize in their head but are amazing artists. Oh my god, yeah. That's definitely something hard to grasp. Because I guess they, like... I guess it's similar to, like, artists who really feel moved by music in their art. Like, the colors of the sounds can help them, like, illustrate things in a beautiful way.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, I can associate colors to sounds. I don't have a specific, you know, grouping or categorization in my head. But like when certain sounds are going, like, you know that like really cool screensaver back in like Windows XP days of like all the cool backgrounds flowing with the song that you're listening to, you know? It's like
Yeah.
my brain can do that and make like those swirls and patterns and colors as the song plays just fine. People that can do that are wild to me, TBH, yeah. I can visualize that, but the thing that I struggle with when it comes to my art is, even though I could visualize fine and I can create just fine, the creation level in my brain is awesome. It's the tactile part that I struggle with, which I think most artists do struggle with, is getting the beauty of your brain onto paper, of what you're visualizing in your brain, or what you're putting together from your brain to your fingies. Like not being able to hold that image in your head, but being able to recreate the intended thing is just so outside my brain function understanding. Yeah. Funnily enough, when I draw myself, I guess like I visualize, but it's for like a split second. I don't hold it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I see the pose, I'm just like, all right, and then I kind of wing it based on that snapshot. I don't know if artists hold the pose in their mind as they're doing it, but yeah. If I can't picture it in my head, I have trouble defining it. Yeah. It iframes, son. Iframes for days. Yum. Lynn's ring. Lynn's ring. It's party time. Excellent. Lynn's ring. Oops. Gotta land on that. I would have been done for. Done for, you see. I'll do blood resist. Why not? Oh wait, Lynn's ring does apply. Nice, I get 5 more damage. Nice. Brain is weird, yeah. Like math I couldn't draw stopped working out for me. Yeah. Yeah. The weird concept of grass is that blind people don't see darkness, they literally see nothing. Yeah, that's what I just said. Like, they don't see the color black when they close their eyes. Or when they're just living, I guess. Their eyes don't need to be closed. But, yeah. Because there's no way for us to know what they quote-unquote see. Because there has to be something there. But if they haven't ever seen something, how could anything be there? What can nothing be in a visual form? Like, that's why most people fall back to just blackness, because when we close our eyes, we see blackness, so it's like, naturally, it's like, okay, if I can't see, then that's what they must, quote-unquote, see. But that is not the reality. It's just a missing input, like on a TV, yeah. I think that depends on the kind of blindness a person has. Yeah, because there's obviously blind people that lost their sight throughout their lives, so they can still visualize things in their brain, which is cool. But it's just like, yeah, if you're curious about like people who are born blind, there is a freaking awesome YouTuber called Tommy was it Tommy? The Tommy Experience. That's what he's called on YouTube. Highly recommend that guy. If I ever need like a reality check, like if I'm depressed and I'm like kicking myself, and I need kind of like a wake up call on how beautiful life is and how blessed I am, etc., etc. I just watch one of his videos and see him having such a great attitude and just being awesome and humorous and talking about like interesting concepts about his experience. It's just it's a great snapshot. So if you guys ever want to see anything cool on YouTube, definitely check that guy out. He's a cool guy. Tommy Experience. Please make sure the HDMI is plugged in correctly. The high definition resolution. Wasn't there like a Vsauce video of like what resolution is the human eye or something? I think that
Something
was
like that, yeah.
I think that was a really interesting one from what I remember. I don't think he quite answered it because I don't remember what the answer was, but like some people are blind because the nerves don't work, in which case the person wouldn't have anything coming in from those receptors. Other people are blind because their eyes got damaged or there was a mutation or some other medical thing that caused them to no longer distinguish shapes anymore, but not necessarily having the nerves to stop giving input. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Like, I guess the next question is, like, what could be the differences between those specific circumstances that a person quote-unquote sees? Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm gonna use a homeward bone. I forgot to level up. And then we'll fight the tree guy. Tree guy. Tree guy. It's a tree guy. He's a tree guy. Take nourishment. Take the nourishment. Take it. Take it right now. You must. You must. Some blind people can tell if it's light or dark because they can still receive input from the nerves, but there's not enough useful information they're getting from their eyes to consider them someone then that can still see. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's so cool. Wow. Yeah, one video I really liked from the Tommy Experience YouTube channel was that he tried drawing a face, like, while being born blind. Drawing as a blind person must be super difficult, but drawing a face that only he could have felt must have been so difficult. But like what was super interesting was the process in which he did it, because he knew conceptually what a person had on their face. He was like, okay, there's the eyes, there's the eyebrows, there's the ears, there's the head shape, there's... Artistically, he knew the elements, which was really cool. Hi, Dapper Weasel, welcome in. Going pretty well. We're having a very deep convo, and it's really interesting, and I love it. Very fascinating convo. How have you been? Get over here. Parents actually have a friend that was an artist, but they've been going blind because of complications with their eyes. Oh my god. A huge bummer because of the stuff they've been trying to get with surgery that was hopefully gonna help. Hasn't been going so well. Oh my god. Yeah. That's something that, like, Definitely helps me recenter my focus on life. Is what I have currently. I have a lot going on. Positively. A lot of cool things happening with my body. That I should appreciate. Kind of want to see the results of a blind sculptor now. Oh my god, I bet there's a bunch of those. They're probably super cool. You know what? After my stream, I'm gonna Google search that and see. Be super cool to see. Been good. Spent the last few hours building a Pokemon team. It's a long process. Oh, absolutely. I'm super hyped because in Pokemon Sleep, there's gonna be an Entei event soon, and I've been preparing for that because I freaking love Entei. Entei, my boy, my fluffy boy. I love Arcanine. He's my favorite non-legendary, among my favorite non-legendary Pokemon. Because he's just a big old fluffy guy. And Entei, my favorite legendary, alongside Lugia, but for different reasons. Entei is my favorite legendary because he's also a big fluffy boy. You get a big old fluffy guy, and it's like, yeah, you win. You're the winner. Gonna chop off your testes. No more testes. No more testes. Ow. No more testes. No more testes. Ow. They're gone. Yay, we win. Like pimple popping for a treat. Yeah, it's super satisfying. As someone that has never touched Pokemon Sleep, how would one prepare for that event? Sleep more? That's a great question, actually. It's cool because you're able to choose a Pokemon team, and every time you sleep, you... How do I explain it? Okay, so you have a Snorlax every week, and every meal time, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you can power up your Snorlax to be stronger. And every time you sleep and track your sleep data and all that, after it's tracked and all that and you upload it and stuff, depending on the power of your Snorlax, he attracts Pokemon that sleep around him. And yeah, you befriend those Pokemon and make a team out of them. And yeah, each Pokemon has like a different unique ability, and depending on RNG, they have different like stats and effects and stuff, and it's really cool. I think you can stockpile treats that make it more likely that the Pokemon you encounter in your sleep stay. Yeah, so there's incense and then there's Pokemon biscuits. Incense allows you to specifically say, I want like a Vulpix to be among the Pokemon that surround Snorlax that day and stuff like that. Those are kind of like rare and like few and far between, so you have to use it wisely. Like you have to really power up your Snorlax to really increase the probability, because it's not guaranteed. Gotta increase the probability as much as you can with that. And then for the biscuits, that's how you befriend the Pokemon when they surround the Snorlax that day. So because they only surround Snorlax at one time in the day, and then the next day other Pokemon surround them. So you gotta make sure you have a good amount of biscuits on you so that you can ensure that you, for the most part, get what you want. Because, yeah, if there's like a shiny Pokemon and stuff, you're like, gotta get them. Kath and I have quite a bit of shiny Pokemon.
Yeah, there was a time when I was getting one like every week, and I was like, Fee, look at it.
Yeah, freaking amazing. Yeah, very fun. You can be consistent with it. You do love a big old fluffy boy, yeah. A lot of friends are hyped for that, yeah. Super cool. Yeah, it's nice. Nice little app. People complain that it's like too time consuming to like set stuff up and to get through your processes and stuff, but I don't know. I think there's satisfaction in everything.
How? How is it too hard?
Not too
Have
hard.
they never played a
too
Pokemon
long.
game before?
It's too long, they say. Like they're like, oh, the process drones on, and it's just like, listen, punk. If you were to conceptualize a game that tracks your sleep and to build a Pokemon game around it, I think they did a damn good job. I think they freaking crushed it with how you do. I'm a big Pokemon guy, but I was never interested in Pokemon Sleep, yeah. It's more that I don't like to play games on my phone. No, I agree. I hate mobile gaming. I wish, well, I can't say I wish mobile gaming never existed, because then I wouldn't be able to play Pokemon Sleep, but
Or
I
Pokemon Go.
yeah, I don't like mobile gaming too. With the exception of that app. But
I don't like mobile gaming when they try to do too much. That's my issue.
yeah.
Like, you can't put an entire RPG on your phone
Yeah.
and expect it to look good.
Mm-hmm. There's also that emulator that's on smartphone that everyone's obsessing over, and it's just like, listen, I know it's hard to get the actual hardware for it, but it's like there's better ways to emulate stuff. Get a laptop, get like a friggin', you know, something. If you're gonna emulate, like using a friggin' touch screen for everything, every input just seems annoying. But that's just me. Hi Moon. You know, I can't believe you bonked me. How dare?
Hi, Moon. We were talking about blood earlier. You missed it.
Yeah, you missed the conversation about blood. It was a really good convo. This stream's topics have been some of my favorite. There's some really good topics. I do think the best budget emulation device is a Stream Deck. Yeah, I agree. Because that brings the best of both worlds. You got the portability. I don't own a Stream Deck. I can't vouch for its quality, but I do have faith in it. So. Team rarely misses with its stuff. They do stuff well. Yo, I got the Great Corvin Scythe first try. Jesus.
Nice.
Scythe is freaking awesome. No. You mustn't. I don't know how I took damage there. I did not fall that much, but... Thank you for the head pats, Moon. I have one and it's great, but I love my physical media. Yeah, me too. Every time I buy Switch games, it has to be physical. Well, maybe not every time, but yeah. The annoying thing about modern gaming physical games is they half-ass everything. If you buy an Xbox One game or a PS4 game or a Switch game, it's just like lifeless. Like the most lifeless cases I've ever seen in my life. There's no manual.
Remember, yeah, there used to have manuals which had art in them, and it used to look so good. And now
Yeah.
you have to pay extra for all that.
You want to know the best? Well, okay. Here's what I'm very biased towards. I know people complain about them because of their lack of longevity, but the most satisfying thing I've ever seen is going to like a Blockbuster or something and seeing like the boxes of N64 games on the shelves, because all of them were like chonky boys and you knew you were getting like the game and like some stuff in there, you know? You got the manual, you got, you know, sometimes you get a map or something. And during the Xbox 360 days, like they, you know, obviously since discs are a thing, like Halo 3 still gave a lot. You got like a detailed manual, you got a freaking super sick Master Chief and Arbiter poster with just the standard game. You didn't have to buy like limited edition or anything. You just got that with your freaking base game.
Yep.
But yeah, nowadays, I don't know. I feel like out of all the game cases, I feel like, well, yeah, it's the modern ones are just the most lifeless.
Oblivion came with the full map of the continent.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's freaking sick. I think Skyrim also did the same, if I remember correctly. Spend all my money collecting, yeah. I have so many great memories of renting stuff at Blockbuster, same. The disappearance of game manuals makes me sad, yeah. And it's all because, like, it's something that gamers just all accepted. Like, they're just like, oh, I guess we don't have them anymore. But we shouldn't have accepted it. We should have friggin' protested and been like, you know what? I'm not buying any Nintendo games. I'm not buying Xbox games or PlayStation games until you put manuals back in. Guess no one was enthusiastic about it enough.
Also, less stuff to recycle, you know?
Yeah, but all I really think it was just to cut corners and cut costs for corpos. Why produce something that will cost a lot of ink and paper and time and effort?
Well, maybe they took a poll and people didn't care, you know?
No, I doubt they asked the community. I feel like what just happened was they were just like, alright, we need to increase profitability with our games, physical game media. How do we go about it? Well, with manuals, we could just tell players how to play the game in the game. Like, we don't need to have a physical thing telling them how to do stuff. So we could get rid of that. I feel like that's what happened at like all the board meetings, is they were just like, oh, that's something we could cut out, and then they just did it. They made it soulless. Unfortunately, the main reason for manuals dying is to save money on shipping, so stuff is lighter, and then saving money on printing, being more eco-friendly. Yeah, that's what they like to call it. They like calling it eco-friendliness. Wasn't it Apple who like advertised, like, you know, it's like, oh, we don't have headphone jacks or whatever because now it's more eco-friendly because now you don't have to buy this or that. But like, the argument was invalid because you still have to buy like a separate adapter if you wanted access to your headphones and stuff, and that costed more materials than what it was or something. It was such a BS campaign, yeah. I didn't buy any of it. It was all a lie. And the adapter has its own packaging. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know about iPhones, but back in the Android days, it was just all in the same box. There wasn't a second package for it. Android phones came with earbuds in the box. Like, I don't understand why they had to be separate. That's because Apple's greedy.
Yeah. All corpo, cutting corners, profitability, etc., etc. Corpo greed. So, that's why I have a huge bias for, like, N64 and like, I don't know, older games than modern games, because it's like, you know, there's less cutting corners. You know, I don't see that as much in those games. I see heart and soul and art, artistic beauty. I think EA posted that they are pushing for AI because they think it'll positively, quote unquote, impact the quality of games, and it's like, people are gonna see the AI-ness in the game environments and characters and stuff. Very easy to spot.
I looked up game manuals and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so the reasoning behind it is, with the cost of like labor and everything going up, the cost of games really hasn't. I mean, think 10, 15 years ago, Nintendo games were $40. They haven't changed, but the cost of labor has gone up. So getting rid of manuals not only helped ship everything and made it cheaper, it also did the savings for them, and so the game prices can remain the same rather than going up.
Yeah, with that perspective, it's a bit more of a noble approach, but I don't know. I think the bottom line is profitability. So like,
Well, no. Also, you have to think about the day and age, right? Because back in the day, we didn't have the internet as widespread as it is. People couldn't go to Steam and just look up a guide.
yeah.
So there's no need for manuals anymore. You just go to the internet.
Well, they're no matter what anyone's view of manuals is, there's value in them. Like, no matter what. Like a modern game, like say a modern game that has a manual is more valuable with its manual than without. And so you're reducing the value of the product to, like you said, keep up with costs and stuff like that. But with that in mind, what else is going to be cut in the future? Like as costs go up, like is it just are the prices going to go up, or are they going to keep chopping up at things, you know? And it's
Also, most games these days will always have updates, which would make manuals immediately outdated.
Yeah.
Which is why they sell art books now instead of manuals. Art books come with stuff. It's not a manual anymore, though.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Big corp with AI. I agree with the idea that AI could be a good tool, but right now it's just an unpolished and unrefined excuse for art theft. Exactly. And it's just lazy. It's lazy. Just hire a goddamn artist. They'll put the quality and soul and heart into the work, as long as you give them time. If you know, friggin' stretch them too thin and expect them to meet deadlines, tight deadlines, then you're not gonna get quality. But if you give them time, and if you give them, you know, their fair shot, fair wages, you'll get quality. But they're like, oh, AI, we can cut that part out and just get more profit. So greedy.
I think what AI is probably going to evolve into is it's going to be more like a mood board, for lack of a better concept. You know how you would like get a bunch of magazines and you'd cut out the things that you like from them, and then you'd make a collage, and then you draw or create something from that collage, right?
Yeah.
It's the same concept. That doesn't mean your collage is the final product, but it could give you an idea of what you want, and then you actually draw it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one thing that I do enjoy about AI is what modders have been doing with it. Like in Skyrim, there's that like NPC AI voice mod where you can have conversations with NPCs and stuff like that. And that does add like an immersive element of just being able to talk to Skyrim NPCs, which is already an immersive game. So adding an extra layer of something like that really does add to the immersion. It doesn't sound realistic, but as it goes, I'm sure it'll be more and more nice. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Aside from that, I feel like I can tell, and I'll always tell when there's cut corners or something. That's why I'm stubborn in the sense that I refuse to buy a product that has significant cut corners, because it's like when what was it called? When was that unfinished game that was released?
That weird one where you were a police detective or something.
No, the space game. Space game that everyone thought would be revolutionary, and then it was unfinished. Not Starfield, but the one like further back.
I am not sure. I'm sorry.
God damn it! Someone help me in chat, please. I'm gonna have to look on Google. You look
Can
it
you
up.
explain to me what the concept is?
You have a ship, and you could go to any planet you want, and every planet's different, but it's like cookie cutter, so it's not as lively on each planet. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, what is it called? No Man's Sky. There it is. But yeah.
I enjoyed No Man's Sky. It was fun.
It's good.
It was empty, and that was weird.
Yeah.
But if you picked one planet, you could make a base and do all the stuff on that planet. You didn't have to leave the planet.
Yeah. I just like using that, or what's the other game called that was released? The open world GTA like world, Cyberpunk. When that game released and I saw all the crap that happened, I was just like, I'm not buying that. Like I'm not buying No Man's Sky, I'm not buying Cyberpunk ever. Well, I can't say ever, but like if they work hard to correct it, then maybe. But
it looks like they did work really hard to correct No Man's Sky and
Cyberpunk,
because they have made significant updates.
Yes, and I'm very proud of them for doing so, because they made it right, and that's what matters. But I'm just saying, like, when I see a product that's unfinished like that, I don't put my money towards it. Like, I don't gamble in that sense. Because what if the corporation doesn't make it right and just keeps it as a cut corner piece of crap? Sadly, an example of that, I would say, that a huge example of that I had faith in, sadly, was Back 4 Blood. I thought Back 4 Blood would be a pretty cool alternative to Left 4 Dead.
Oh yeah, I remember we played that together.
Yeah, but
I did not enjoy that game. It made me sad.
yeah, it was not great. It had less life to it than Left 4 Dead did, and Left 4 Dead was a game that was like...
I think what I disliked most about Back 4 Blood was the cards.
Yeah, the cards didn't make sense.
Was super weird.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. And the fact that there was only one campaign, remember?
Yeah, you're right.
We finished the campaign thinking like, oh hell yeah, we're gonna like it's like Left 4 Dead. We're gonna have like 8 campaigns to go through. Let's do the next one. And then it's just like, oh, there's only one. And the way that they just wanted to spice that one campaign up is with this card system, quote unquote, change up the campaign. And then once I realized that, I was like, this game is cutting corners severely. Like they just thought maybe it was a deadline thing, but it's like, you cannot, with a Left 4 Dead style game, make one campaign and use a god-awful card system to play it off like it can be expanded into some big game, because that one, like, imagine if Left 4 Dead was released and it was just No Mercy, like, campaign. Like, it'd still be awesome to play through, but it wouldn't have been as memorable as it is currently if it didn't have its other campaigns. Like,
yeah.
That's what gave it richness to its world, and like, I don't know.
You're missing a lot of chat, VV.
I am. Got so enthralled with my point. No Man's Sky's a lot better now, I agree. That one took a lot of work to get done, get from how it released to how it is now. Yes. It absolutely did. Which is why they need to give devs more time. Because then it could have released as an amazing product right off the bat. Just give devs more time. It's supposed to be massive, and the devs promised way more than what the coders could do before launch. They had a bunch of the promised features later, yeah. A friend wanted me to buy it, and I'm happy I skipped out. Me too. I think things like No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk touch on a whole thing with the games industry in general, in which it's very front-loaded in terms of cost, but doesn't always pan out in terms of follow-through. Yeah. Tight deadlines, cut corners. It's you begin to see the holes, and it's becoming more and more prominent. Fortunately, the newest Pokemon games were definitely not a finished product. Yes, Pokemon Scarlet, I skipped that hard. I was like, nope. This I ever since the GameCube days, early GameCube days, I dreamed of an open world Pokemon game on the GameCube and stuff like that. And it was just like, it's gonna be the greatest thing ever. And then, yeah, they just, yikes. Very buggy and focused on quantity of features over quality, and I love Pokemon. Yep. Like Cyberpunk ran out of time to keep working on all the things it wanted to deliver because it was way too ambitious. Yes. And the reason Elden Ring got Game of the Year is because it went for that ambition, but it delayed itself. It kept delaying itself, and it was just like, no, we need more time. Let's get like 6 to 8 years working on this thing. And yeah, worked out great. But even then, me and Kath found a little bit of emptiness in the world because it was so expansive. SV was super rushed. Yep. Almost always a deadline thing these days. Yep. Anthem was another overpromised and underdelivered game. Yep. Things that got chucked out of the door before they were ready. Yeah. Anthem. Brought back some bad memories. I think some of it isn't even exclusively giving a game more time. I think some of it is being honest about the actual timeline of development. Yes. Whenever Silk Song comes out, it's going to be awesome then. Yeah. All games have the money to sit in development long enough to come out with the giant worlds publishers are dreaming up, but they could get there if they wanted to release a current version and let people know that the game is only going to have so many things to start, and it will take further investment to get to where they envision it going. And that's why I respect indie games so much, and that's why indie games are friggin' amazing, because they have full creative hold on their product, and they have a limited budget, and they still focus on fun gameplay on top of it all. What makes a fun game. Like, goddamn, they're amazing. But there's no excuse, zero excuse for Nintendo to release a product that's half-baked like Pokemon Scarlet, and with the budget that they have and the time they could have given for an ambitious game like that. What was the game before Scarlet? It was like Arceus or something. I guess they saw the success of Arceus and was just like, oh, crank out another one quick. You know, crank it out for the holiday season. I don't know when Scarlet was released, but like, if that was the mindset, it's just, you can't shit them out. You gotta put thought and life to it. Love and life.
I don't enjoy new Pokemon games. I really loved like Gold and Silver.
Yeah.
I think Gold and
Best.
Silver, Ruby, Sapphire were probably the last ones that I truly enjoyed.
Mm.
X and Y was okay, but I don't know. Maybe I've played too many and I'm just not a big fan of the new ones.
Yeah. Makes sense. No, well, a lot of big companies do have the capital to keep the game in the oven longer, but investors love to push them out. Yeah, the pressure to push them out sooner. Good indie developers that have actual responsibility with the investors' money are a great thing. That's the thing. It's like you could be a dev, like the guy who made Stardew Valley, single dev, and just like make a really cool concept, crank it out, take as much time as you need, and you get something as beautiful as that. Or alternatively, you get not alternatively, but you also have someone like the guy who made Terraria. Cool concept, 2D Minecraft with like huge boss elements. Crank out that concept, take your time with it, and then bam. It's like, it's not rocket science. I know, yeah. I guess it's profitability and like, I guess there's a few factors at play, but just, I don't know. The recipe to making a great game is there. It's just, you can't take any of those building blocks out because you're really risking it being a crapshoot. And if it ends up being a crapshoot, then you're in the hole. Then your investment's completely in the gutter. So it's like, not worth the risk for the little profits that you're scraping off the bottom. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. My opinion isn't the law, but as a gamer, yeah. These kinds of convos are important to me.
I kind of see it from both sides with everything. So, if you've never built a game before,
Yeah.
it's easy to say, well, just do better. Because I get that all the time with, like, people calling in and just being like, well, you can just change this small thing on your website. It wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
You don't understand how deep that code is in the website.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely not implying, or if that was the implication, it wasn't my intention.
No, I'm just saying, you just have to think about it from all sides, because it's easy to kind of look at it and just be like, man, I wish they could do this, but if they built the game extremely poorly, it's really not that easy to change.
Yeah. That makes sense. Apple, thank you for the subscription! 15
Apple.
months! Can we get a shout out for the lovely Apple?
Of course.
That's a good point, Kath.
So I think it's a little bit of both. If it was people who had never really done a game, or they built it really complicatedly, it would be difficult to make updates to it to fix certain things. But like, if you have a good game thing like Pokemon, and you could just add 100 new Pokemon, maybe put in a contest system, and then pump out another one the next year, like, it's still the same concept, but the new ones completely changed the game.
Yeah.
From the base concept.
Yeah.
And that's why I think they've overcomplicated Pokemon, and I lost my interest in it.
I would have absolutely loved to have way fewer Pokemon games if it meant each of the fewer Pokemon games or super quality, like a Smash, like a Super Smash it every time. Obviously every Pokemon game, technically, it's like a freaking cash cow. It's a smash hit every time. But like, I'd prefer it to be like world-renowned smash hit every time. Because for me, playing through a Pokemon game takes years for me. Like, I still haven't beaten Diamond, and I played Diamond so much as a kid. I never beat it because I absorb a lot of it. Like, I absorb every inch of it. So when they release it every year, I can't catch up. And I can't just buy them and like play a little bit of each because it takes away the experience for me. I feel kind of rushed in that sense. So it's like, for my pace, it doesn't match what my preferred pace is. And for that reason, I I seldom buy modern Pokemon games now because I just can't catch up. The exceptions, of course, are like, you know, the other Pokemon games like Pokemon Snap or Pokemon Unite. Like those games I can put my time into because they're not like, you know, fully fleshed out games that require super amounts of hours to invest in. But yeah. Destiny, Bungie are in that hole so badly. Yeah, I'm so disappointed in Bungie. Like, I'm disappointed in Bungie, I'm disappointed in 343 Industries, I'm disappointed how everything turned out. They're all just a huge disappointment to me. And I know it's hard to really get something going. But I think among other things, Bungie's mistake in their Destiny series is that they pulled an Overwatch, where Overwatch was super successful and everyone was playing Overwatch, and then they were just like, oh hell yeah, we got all this cash from all the popularity, let's make an Overwatch 2 and just like cash in. And then Overwatch 2 is popular now, but it's just like it took a hit. It kind of just like with their failed promises and stuff, it took a little bit of a hit, and it kind of like slowed the traction a bit, and I don't know, and then it just leaves the first game in the dust. Like no one's playing Overwatch 1 now or buying Overwatch 1, so it's just
I'm not playing Overwatch at all.
yeah, me too. So I feel like the same things with Destiny. Like as soon as Destiny 2 came out, no one, as far as I know, is playing Destiny 1. And it's just like, as soon as you make that sequel for a game that like that, you're throwing the prequel to it in the trash can. And I guess like Halo's a bit different because that's like its own, like, how do I explain it? Halo Infinite's a trash can. It's poop. But like the mainline Halo games didn't really have that issue. Like Halo 4 didn't outshine Halo 3 because it's worse. But I forgot what my point was.
Well, I will say I know of one game that doesn't follow your reasoning. But
Yeah.
that's because the original game was a lot better. So in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, that was the game that everyone loved. And when they came out with the next iteration of it, people tried it and then went back to Modern Warfare 2 because the game right after Modern Warfare 2 was garbage.
Yeah. Wait, wasn't Black Ops after Modern Warfare 2?
No, it was like War of the Worlds or something. Like, you don't even know about it because it was such garbage.
Oh god, damn. I always just assumed Black Ops was after.
No, Black Ops did come, and it was good.
Oh, it's so good.
It skipped. Like, there was a game in between that nobody played.
Yeah. I really wanted the PvE. Yeah, that's the type of thing that draws me away from games when they remove PvE elements. It's like Halo, where it's like, if Halo was just a multiplayer game, I would just be like, nope, not buying it. Halo's fundamental beauty is the PvE element of like campaign and stuff like that. Multiplayer is like a nice bonus, but it shouldn't be the soul of the game. IMO. Game Freak has used the same base code since the Game Boy days. They just keep slapping new code on top. It's horribly unoptimized, and to fix it, they'd have to start basically from scratch. Yeah. Original way they built the game leaves it so extremely complicated to update a lot of systems and things that from the outside look very simple, which is going to be way more trouble than it's worth, so it never gets fixed. Yeah. Easier to slap a bunch of band-aids than start over. think the part of the struggle for D2 is that they tried really hard to lean into being an e-sport on launch, and they found out that hardly anyone actually wanted that. Yep. But it's just, it sucks because it's like now you're stuck with it. Like you threw away Destiny 1 in the trash can, and now you're just stuck like with Destiny, because they're not making the Destiny 3. They're just stuck with Destiny 2 now, picking up the pieces. And it's like, that's what happens. You can't just shit out of the game and just, you know, you have a super successful game. You got to be very wary about considerations of a sequel. Like if there was a Stardew Valley 2, not so sure. But that dev is smart because they're making a brand new game with kind of a similar concept, but still very different in its own way, and that's good. Still got people excited.
The Chocolate Factory?
Yeah. So that's gonna be a good game, I'm sure.
Well, they've been talking about that for years until they actually push it out. I think they're still loving on Stardew a big bunch because they just did a push for it.
Oh yeah. Well, that's my whole point, is that they're taking their time with Chocolate Factory, and that's what matters to me. Is if they just, you know, full focus on it and like push it out. I don't know. I feel like as a creative, you kind of need to let it sit for a bit.
But there's also the point of, are you procrastinating?
Yeah.
Are you doing other projects rather than working on this one that you want to get done?
Yeah. I'd still prefer to wait more and have it be a more quality product than to have it out sooner and risk losing its potential quality it could have had. That's
But you've lost all the hype. Like, I completely forgot that it was even a game because it was 5 years ago or better that they mentioned it.
That's okay. As soon as they announce that it's like ready to go, every Stardew Valley player is gonna, like, you know, echo chamber it. They're gonna freaking blast it out there.
I don't know. I feel that they shouldn't have advertised it if it wasn't ready for even a demo.
That makes sense. I'm always down to wait for stuff. Same. That's why I was super patient with Elden Ring. Like, it's just like, oh, Elden Ring got delayed for the 3rd time. That's fine. As long as...
Well, but that's different. You knew when Elden Ring was coming out, and delayed a couple months or a year. That's fine.
Oh, a few years.
there isn't even an announcement date for the chocolate one. Like,
yeah, that's fine. There wasn't an announcement for Frostpunk 2 for a whole year. Or no, for a few years actually.
yeah.
And then they finally came out with it. And I'm just as excited for it as I was when I first learned about it.
I feel betrayed when companies do that. I feel that they just want hype because they're only mentioning it so that people pay attention to their products, even though they have literally nothing to give you yet. It makes me distrust the company and makes me not want to buy their stuff.
What? I'm the complete opposite. I'm like, you take your time, let it cook.
No. I'm not saying not let it cook. I'm saying, oh, I have an idea for a game, and then nothing.
Well, you can't assume nothing, you know.
But there is nothing. There's no demo. There's no nothing.
Well, you can't. I'm sure he's not rushing something out. Like, you can't rush something out. I'm sure he's working on it, but in terms of things to show, like, you gotta think of a game's fundamentals. Like, you're not always gonna have something super fun and interesting to present every time when it comes to development. Shit. Fuck, I'm getting distracted. I'm panicking. Fuck. Heal. Oh my god, I almost lost that. Holy shit. I almost died to Crystal fucking Sage. Alright. Alright, we got it. That was like a pube hair away from death. Oh. Alright. Oh yeah. My model's still glitching out. Why am I out so much?
You have your lights on?
No, it's not a light thing, it's a computer thing. It's a lack of dedicated RAM thing. Sometimes my RAM cares, and other days it's like, no, I don't feel like it as much. I can understand not wanting to hear basically, hey, I have an idea that exists, but at the same time, I understand that it's sort of an essential part of marketing. Maintain some level of relevance to have continued support. Yeah, that's true. Because you also have to gauge how many people are interested in that concept. Because if you release like a demo right off the bat and put a bunch of work into it right off the bat, and it's not well received, then you're like, well, crap. I just spent like a few years making this, and people aren't really being receptive to it. So.
But that's what every game is. You build the game and then you advertise it. You don't go backwards. That's not how advertising works. You don't go and say, hey, I have an idea for a hover car, and then it's going to take you 50 years to build it.
You'd be surprised. I mean, GTA 6 was leaked before it was announced. And
But it was still worked on and stuff. Like, I don't know, man. It just bothers me. I feel that advertising has gone off the rocker lately, and people aren't advertising as they should.
Well, how
they're advertising too early.
Well, as an indie dev, how should they advertise then? In
Crowdfunding is different, Fudge. Crowdfunding is 100% different. They're literally trying to get money to start up the game.
Yeah. How would an indie dev do it differently though? Like if you want them to not reveal the concept just yet, how would they go about it?
Well, this is the Stardew Valley game dev, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They have a large amount of money to put into other stuff because they're literally on every platform now selling their game.
Yeah.
So they don't need to crowdfund, and they can wait till they actually have something to show people.
Yeah, but I presume they're single-handedly making it themselves. I don't know if it's like an artistic decision, but
Yeah, exactly, Fudge. It's overwhelming to hear so much hubbub about everything with so little substance.
yeah, that's a valid point.
Now, I will say I've totally funded something on one of those websites.
Oh, I never
I
have.
don't remember.
I never
And
have.
I have been waiting for a game for like 6 years, but they keep posting updates about new levels that they've added. It's a giant game. Along the lines of like Link to the Past, and so like it's got a bunch of different stuff that you can get with puzzles and dungeons and things like that. And so like, but they keep posting updates.
Yeah.
Unlike some crowdfunding things.
Yeah, that's good. It's very good. It's nice when there's a good balance. Yeah. Very true.
I don't know, maybe I'm just jaded because they haven't given us any updates since they mentioned it. And that's annoying to me.
Well,
Give me updates. I want updates.
I just put myself in their shoes though. I'm just like, okay, if they're like a team of people, I can get it, but if they're really focused on being a one-man team to do it all, it's like that's a lot to put on your shoulders to build a new game from scratch and make it good, and then also give Stardew the updates that it deserves as a one-man thing. Because we gotta keep in mind, the Stardew dev also made all the art assets themselves and all the dialogue, and like it's like this collective thing. And so to do all that from scratch for another game is a whole different beast. I don't know. There is only so much an individual can do. And then you might argue that like, well, they should just hire a team then, but I don't know.
I didn't say that.
I know, but I'm just saying like for those in the chat that might think that, I don't know. I think there's something very, very special about him being a one-man team about it. Because then he has 110% control over everything. He can really make it his own. And just, I don't know. It's very unique in that sense. Nice when the updates aren't a fire hose and minor things are just reminders for existing, yeah. So many games these days that I rarely focus on a single one, so whenever an update does pop up, I just find it nice. Yeah. Rar rar rar. Rar rar rar. No. Rar rar rar. Rar rar rar. Rar 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 rar. Rar 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 rar. No, come back. You keep falling off the cliffside, you silly. See, now you feel silly. Silly goose. Silly goose. No, no, I can't sneak attack him. No. Oh god. Not worth it. Run away. Really, I like to information overload myself. I don't think that's weird at all. Like back when I was serious about playing Dead by Daylight, I was like super information overload to the point where I actually wanted to make guides and YouTube videos on it because there was stuff that I knew that the community didn't really look into that much. But with it being updated super much, and with mechanics being ultimately changed, I can't really keep up, and I'm just like, and then yeah, I lost interest in DBD. Love that game as a concept. I absolutely hate how people act on that game though. Survivors are, yeah, survivors are just gross and mean. It's just like, I don't know. There's no reason to be toxic on a game, ever. Like if someone played really awfully, like if you feel like you were treated unfairly in a game and stuff like that, it's one match. One single match. Like you know, to get personal with it, it's just, I don't know. The quality of your character is exposed, you know, at that moment. I say.
Meow, meow.
Meow, meow. Ow. Yeah, you're dead.
Yay, death.
Just never seem to have the energy for taking on the overwhelming experience of the rest of the world talking at once and then still have the energy for my own life. Yeah, it's true. That is a great way to put it. Hermit away from social media and let my friends up to me on stuff I might care about. Yeah. That's a very healthy mindset. People are very addicted to social media for like, I don't want to just say for egoic reasons, but it's very like self-motivated much of the time, which is fine, but it's like, that's why it's so toxic, because people at that point, it's not so much about interaction, it's about promotion of the self, which is great on a streamer or, you know, internet personality standpoint, I get it. But, no. I feel like there has to be, I learned this in my philosophy class, actually. There is a lot of, amazingness to discovering yourself. Like, my life was saved by finding myself and stuff like that. I think there's also a very positive thing about unselfing, in the sense that you realize that the world is not just about your experience and you. It's about how you are to others and how you interact with others and how you impact others, and how you can uplift other people's experience too. So you reduce that me mindset and instead instill like a detachment of self to life. I think one of the examples was that the philosopher that I read about, I gotta reread about it, but the philosopher in question was so stressed about their day and anxious about their day that they were thinking about their screw ups and how it affect them later on in their day, and how miserable they'll feel when it eventually blows up in their face, etc., etc. But then they got distracted by a beautiful bird outside their window and stuff like that, and that to them was the moment and the process of unselfing, because it's like, through the beauty and sight of another wonderful, amazing creature, they were able to completely detach themselves from stressing themselves out and focusing on their experience, and were kind of enthralled in the experiences and life of another.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love finding out someone has a very similar mindset to myself. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why people are very inclined, like, the term opposites attract is very false in psychology. Because that's not true at all. You might think it, some people might think it's true, because, you know, you'll be able to discover new things, and through those new things you'll be able to have new experiences, and that'd be really refreshing to some people. But for most people, those differences cause strain and stuff like that. So it's actually more true that its opposites do not attract. My biggest mistake was in my past with my friends, I was very I found a friend group that I really enjoyed, and they had similar interests with me and stuff like that, and I just I was masking what quote unquote normal life should be from based on my experiences in my school life and stuff like that. And that made for, yeah, my friends to not enjoy my presence so much, because I was kind of being this like know-it-all, or like, I don't know, I wasn't giving off the energy that I could have otherwise given as my true self.
I mean,
And
we're all insufferable as children.
yeah, it's true. We're all learning and adapting. It's just, yeah, I hadn't learned yet, and oh god. No, doggo. Bark, bark. Wait, I don't have to kill these guys. I can just run through them. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bark, 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 bark. Bark, bark. Free. Bark, bark. Bark, 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 bark. Bark, 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 bark.
Bark, 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 bark.
Hi, Cole. Hi, Cole.
It's this area. This is the area when I first raided into you. And this is where I've clipped you saying, I like suffering.
The suffering, yeah, but you actually, your very first raid to me was when I was playing Dark Souls 2.
I disbelieve your reality.
I can prove it. That's the game, yeah. I specifically remember I was playing Dark Souls 2. It was when I was fighting the turtle people on the wall.
No, there was a spider that jumped down from the ceiling.
No, that was later. That was slightly...
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, that was like 2 weeks later.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
it was a spider. The spider
No,
was
it
there.
wasn't. You are right that this is the exact area where I said that I enjoy suffering. You are 100% right on that. But yeah, Dark Souls 2 was your first raid.
I disbelieve.
What do you mean
Why
you
would
disbelieve?
you play Dark Souls 2? You never played Dark Souls 2.
Yes, I did.
What's wrong with you? I don't even know who you are. I'm gonna go find the clip that I clipped the very first time I came here.
That wasn't the first time. That was weeks after. Bage!
No, the clip that I forced you to say something darling. I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah. That wasn't the time you raided in. That was when you
Yeah, it
joined in.
was.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
No.
Yes, queen.
No. No, queen. I specifically remember because in Dark Souls 2, I didn't get far in my run. I got to the red dragon in the tower of whatever, the lighthouse area that looked like Anor Londo. Died to the red dragon there, which is near the start of the game, and then I moved on to Dark Souls 3, and that's when you were tuning in more often. It was like the first or second week of you tuning into my streams. Life is a constant cycle of learning about yourself, and I find that incredibly fun and interesting. Yeah. That's why you should also not be so hard on yourself. And you should also, in my opinion, be forgiving others. Because I when I go on social media, I feel the resentment energy just within it. There's so many people that are unforgiving and just resentful, and just like spiteful, and I just there's a sadness to that, because holding such resentment means that they do not believe the best in the people that make mistakes and stuff like that, and that's justifiable, but just not positive at all. It's like, I don't know. I like to think that I believe the best in people. I want people to be their best and develop to be their best.
Sarah's. Hi, Sarah.
Sarah's! Oh my god, can we get a shout out for the lovely Sarah's? Sarah's, I saw that your commissions are open, your 5 slots, and I've been... if I had money, I would freaking jump on that. Sucks being in debt. In sorrow. Yeah, go check out Sarah's if you love beautiful art. And... Oh! Oh, no, burpage. Burp. Burp. Burp, burp, burp.
Yeah, here we go. Here's the clip. Kath with the raid again, because you were so sad that I raided you 2 days in a row.
No. Yes, it was Dark Souls 2, I'm telling you. I remember!
Mm-hmm.
I remember, Kath, you gotta believe me. You believe me that's Dark Souls 2?
I do not remember it being Dark Souls 2.
It was indeed. You raided the moment I was on the wall fighting the turtles with hammers.
I don't remember anything about turtles with hammers.
Bite.
Did you guys know that Verdant has 67 subscribers on his YouTube channel? You too can get him closer to the number 69 if you have not yet subbed.
Subscription! Thank you for the YouTube subscription. I appreciate you. Pretty good. Ow. Backstab. It's true though. I want to overhaul my YouTube. I want to move my VODs to VOD channel, and I want to make quality vids.
No, you want to move your VODs? Oh, you're doing that all on your own. You have 478 VODs in here.
I do. I'll do it.
Uh-huh. You're gonna ruin it. You're gonna ruin it.
I miss you too, Sarah's. I'm not gonna ruin it. What do you want from me, Kath?
I want you to be a goober.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
Just keep going, you know? You don't have to make a whole new channel.
Channel? Channel?
You're an amazing bean who does amazing bean things.
Bean, bean, bean. Thank you. I miss you a whole lot. Sarah's. Sarah's. Still want to play a full game of Civ 6 with Sarah's. Because the still remember our game where I was playing as Trajan. And I was just blasting opposing civs that were near Sarah's. Sarah's was just like, why are you like this? And I'm just like, I have to declare war in the classical era. It's my prime time. I have my legionaries. They're OP.
You're so funny.
They're so OP, Kath. They're so good. Then by that point, I have a bunch of cities for the early game, and then the game just snowballs from there. Just like I have, like, tons of cities. And I win. I am a wiener. I am a wiener. You know? Always up for Civ Pain? Yeah. Just a few VODs. Just a few. Just a smidgen.
You're amazing. You know that?
Why am I amazing?
Because you are.
I want this guy to bonk my head with his hammer.
Bonk, 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 bonk.
Oh. Oh. This is what happens when you guys bonk me on stream. Ow. 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 I was playing Frostpunk the other day and I almost asked for help, but I endured and never touched it again. Yay! Oh my god! Did you win? I just recently played Frostpunk 1 and I tried Frostpunk 2. Sadly, Frostpunk 2 at its current stage doesn't seem as fun as Frostpunk 1, so I replayed Frostpunk 1. And what I did, Sarah, is you'd be so proud. I did a Deathless run, but I also did a automation speed run where I wanted to automate everything as soon as humanly possible. And oh, and I also did a no crazy laws run, where I'm not allowed to enact any severe laws that would be quote unquote faithful to, or quote unquote abusive to faith and stuff like that. So I succeeded. I mean, a fully automated city, 0 deaths, and I didn't enact any crazy laws. I got for like 30-ish days. It was on stream, but my VOD wasn't able to continue it. No! Oh, my mod wasn't able to continue. No! Yo, I could be there. I could help out. Yo, I wanna watch you stream Frostpunk. That would be awesome. It's so fun. So friggin' fun. Love that game. Even though I played like every different way you could play that game, I still play it. It's just freaking amazing.
Okay, Verdant.
What's up?
I said, okay, Verdant.
What?
Fine. Fine.
What?
You win, Verdant.
Yay! You
win.
found it! You found it! You found it!
Well, no. I found when I followed you, and I went back to your VODs to see what VODs you were playing around that time.
Dark Souls 2. Heck yeah. Do I win?
No.
What do you mean no? You just confirmed it.
That doesn't mean you win.
Yes, it does. I'd love to collab with you guys someday. Yeah, let's do like a Civ collab. That's what I've been thinking about. It's like I want to get a bunch of people together and play Civ 6. Be a long collab, so we'd have to be strapped in and ready to go, but
Thank you, Sarahs.
Death always wins, that's the truth. What? What?
Even in Civ, I always win.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
You win.
If you win, I
me.
win. If I win, I win. If Sarah's wins, I win.
We're on a team, so we both won.
Exactly. See? I win. I didn't say you didn't win.
Didn't say you didn't win. Wait, you're saying you can't admit when you're wrong.
What did I just do, Verdant? What did I just do?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. I take that back. I take that back, Cal.
I'm gonna leave.
No, don't be. I was just shit. No, I appreciate it. I'm sorry. I feel bad, Cash. Don't kill me, please.
Oh yeah, Verdant likes to start wars, and poor Sarah's got knocked out because Verdant was too angry.
3 wars. I did start. I don't think it was 3. I think it was 2 wars simultaneously, but that was still a major mistake. But I succeeded in the end. I got the guy that was closest to Sarah's, and we were knocking him out. Because otherwise, Sarah's, he would have kept making settlers, and he would have kept taking your free available territory. I was like, you know what? That guy's gonna be an issue to Sarah's. I'm gonna take him out. So I still had my land, right? I was like, I'm totally fine with what I have.
Sarah.
I didn't start a war and Kat didn't start a war. Listen, it's important. It's
I didn't
important
do
to me.
anything.
I gotta start a war by classical era. I have to. It's just a.
I'm innocent, Sarah's. I've done nothing. I never start wars.
I
I
know.
only ever want to trade.
Yeah, and you're gonna lose that way.
What do you mean? I
you-
am the money maker for you
All right.
9
if
times out of 10.
if you play a solo game and you just play it by trading with everyone, you're gonna freaking throw away your win. Throw it to the wind.
Verdant says I'm not allowed to win, Sarah's.
Oh, no, I'm saying that if you just focus on, because there's only a few victory conditions in Civ. There is
Poor diplomatic soul.
there is a diplomatic victory condition. There's a domination victory, which is war. There's a science victory, which is science. There's a religious victory, which is religion focused. And there's and there is a diplomatic victory, which is diplo victory points focused.
Focus.
Yeah. Trying out religious the other day, never had done. It's so busted. It's very OP. Yeah. I would say like science and religion victories are the easiest to achieve. Cultural, I never freaking did cultural. The tourism mechanic sucks. I don't like it. I love cultural victories in Civilization Revolution, because all you have to do for a cultural victory in that Civ game is you have to build wonders, build temples, and build cathedrals. You just have to build. And then once you achieve enough culture from all your wonders and your temples and your cathedrals, you build the United Nations, and then you win. That's how you win. It's a super fun way to win. But in Civ 6, you can build wonders and you get as much culture as you want, but that only marginally affects the freaking tourism values. And tourism is this complicated mess of a system, because you need to have, you need to have more outflow tourism than inflow tourism or something to win. It's like, how can I assert that? How can I judge what's happening with that? I don't know.
Outflow. Inflow.
Yeah.
Outflow.
Science is too late game. I always go for cultural. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, for cultural, how do you get your tourism up? You just make a bunch of rock bands and just go to different civs? I still gotta win a cultural victory one of these days, because I love building wonders. Like, more than anything, I love building wonders. My favorite thing to do. And also to declare war on people in classical era. But we won't talk about that as a secret strat. Dude, frick off. Alright, Kirk, you're going down, man. Hi, boy. At 6, you go for epic works, archaeology finds, and just annoy everyone else. Yeah. Yeah, I know artwork and, like, artifacts and stuff you gotta aim for. I just don't know, like, the values that they bring. You need to get, like, a certain set of them, like, for artworks? Or can you just get any old random artwork? And then... yeah. And big confusion, because one match I built like every wonder, almost every wonder in the game, and my entire empire was just wonders. And then I was like, oh hell yeah, now all I gotta do is make a bunch of rock bands and just like skew the tourism my way and I'll win. Never happened. It never freaking happened. I was like, what's happening? And yeah, science is too late game though. Diplomatic victories are super easy too. You just make those 2 or 3 Diplo victory point wonders. Then you do all the events. Pretty much SimCity at that point. I'm super tired. I want to keep going, but I'm so tired.
Sleepy Vivi.
What do I do, Cat? Do I keep going?
I mean, you've been going for 3.5 hours. Maybe do like another small area and then head out.
Yeah.
Or maybe just grind for the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'll unlock the second shortcut. I shall unlock the second shortcut and then be on my way. Wait, I already did unlock the second shortcut.
Yeah, we'll just do a little bit of grinding. We can chat about stuff.
Okay. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. I give lots of bye, bye, bye. Now the real question is, what's your least favorite Civ leader in Civ 6? My least favorite is frickin' Montezuma. He's so aggressive and he hates everyone and he just declares war on everyone. Like, man, what's your problem? What I gotta try and play as, I gotta play as Canada.
Canada.
I gotta play as Laurier. My man Laurier. It's so funny that they added Canada as a Civ. It's also cool that they added the Cree as a Civ too. My aunt works closely with the Cree. For some reason Cleopatra hates me. Yeah, that's what Kath plays as.
I love you, Sarahs. If I'm Cleopatra, you and I'll be BFFs.
Cute. BFF. BFF. Yeah, do you hate me? Oh.
I would never hate you, Sarahs.
Kath is just a traitor. She wouldn't be aggressive or mean to you.
Yeah, I'm a traitor, not a traitor.
I just realized. Yeah. Makes them
So,
traitor routes.
I'm scrubbing through this VOD that I think I rated you on.
Yeah.
And I skipped to a part where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna down this shot of rum, and I go, oh, you were tipsy in this stream.
Oh, hell yeah. No, no, no! No, I'm gonna die! My curse is full! No! Oh my god! Jesus! Oh my god!
Oh, hey, it's the spider thing.
The spider thing. Oh my god.
I remember the spider thing. You one-shot that the last time.
Yeah. Rumbling at me. Nice glittery clacking his teeth.
Spiders! Punch them!
Spiders! Punch them. No, no, none of that. Bad. Come. Be a good spider. Punch him. I will take that. Thank you, Fudge. Spiders, spiders, punch him, punch him. Spiders, spiders, punch him, punch him. Spiders, punch him. Spiders, punch him, punch him. Rolling in the poop. Rolling in the poop. Rolling in. The poop. Rolling in the poop. Rolling in the poop. Rolling in the poop. Do it. Ow. I made him in the Achilles heel. Oh. Bye bye, bye bye. Success is ours today.
No.
Oh. How are you doing, Kath? How are you
I'm
doing,
well,
Catherine?
Lord. How art thou?
I'm well, my lord. Yeah. I want to play Civ now. I want to friggin' crunch a bunch of cities with my legionaries. I want to crunch them. I want to munch them. Trajan's friggin' amazing. He's better than Julius Caesar in Civ 6 because Trajan comes with Trajan's column. All the cities immediately starts with a monument. Means more culture right off the bat per turn. So good. And then obviously there's that all roads lead to Rome bonus. Don't gotta worry about no roads. I just have my roads, son. Frickin' amazing. It's frickin' amazing. It's frickin' amazing. Alright, let's get him. The battle is on. Now, I tried timing my roll, but it's hard timing a clunk roll like that. Oh no, the worm. The wiggly worm.
You're a word.
The wiggly, 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 wiggly worm. The wiggly worm. The wiggly, jiggly, wiggly, jiggly worm. A jiggly worm.
A word.
How many times must I attack your feet?
At least 3,000.
What does it take to kill someone by only striking at their feet? I used to play as Leonor, but now I'm playing as Tokugawa. Oh, the Japanese guy? Yeah. Yeah, he has a good abilities. Very nice. I assume you don't play as Brazil because you don't like Pedro because you think he's a Portugal guy. Oh, Pedro. The second, I think. A very inside trade oriented and his cultural bonus is great. Yeah. He's pretty great. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Arr, arr, arr,
It's on like Donkey Kong. One plays Brazil mostly because it's kind of boring. Civ 5 is more fun. Yeah, I forgot about the Brazil's bonuses in Civ 6. Ow.
Meow 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 meow.
Oh. Oh. And Canada's bonus is also OP if you don't want to be attacked. It's like, can't people not declare war on you unless Canada declares war on you or something? I forget. Like, super OP. Like, you can't declare a war on me, I'm Canada.
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 Alright, V. I just want you to know that I found it in your VOD.
Yeah.
And you were on the character creation screen. You had just started your stream
Of Dark Souls 2?
of Dark Souls 2
Really?
when I raided you.
Wow. That's awesome.
So you weren't at whatever turtle thing you were talking about with the Turtle Club.
I guess you were there, like, I got until that point.
It's possible.
Because it's, that's like at the start of the game.
The Turtley Club.
Totally. Wait, so you found the point where I call you Koth?
I mean, I found this part of the VOD.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah. You just called me Koth in your VOD, yeah.
Thank you, Koth.
You said it right, and then you said it wrong. You said Koth, and I go, no. You
Oh, I
silly."
said it right first. I always thought I just said Koth. I said Kath. But I did. I think when I said your like full first name, I said Katharina.
Katharina.
I think that's when I loved it the most.
It's whatever.
Katharina. Katharina.
I don't expect anyone to say anyone's name
Well,
right.
well, that's the thing. My favorite Higurashi character is Rena, and her real name is Reina. So, yeah, you're like that with the Rena and
Yeah.
Rena.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. You're great.
You're great.
Brazil in 6 is basically appeal only and some small changes. Oh, really? That's a shame. I mean, I guess appeal is good for amenities, but that's it. That's all it is. I always just solve amenities with a Coliseum. I'm just like, there you go. Now you guys are all happy forever.
Yay, happiness forever for all the beans.
All the beans. I feel like I'm gonna enjoy playing as the Byzantine Civ as well, because like if I want to go religious victory oriented, but they're war religion oriented, so yeah, maybe that is up my alley actually. Alright, I'm gonna wrap it up here because I want to just
Sleepy
I'm gonna jump
Vivi.
right into bed as soon as I turn off the stream. So tired. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Means a lot to me.
Thank you for the talk of blood.
Oh yeah, our topics were on point today. This is like 10 out of 10 topics. RV, you're amazing. Sarah's, you're beautiful and amazing. Kath, you're a superstar. Superstar. Thank you, Sarah's. I will message you on our Civ 6 plans. I don't know when. I don't know if it'll be a collab or not, but Civ 6 will happen. Whatever you want. Whatever you desire. Let's see who. See who we can raid. We can raid Lalo, Stella, Mango, Maple, Nova, Mono. I was sleeping again. Dang it. I wanna raid Hell, but she's freaking in Scotland, I think. The time
So
zone.
sleepy.
No. Now we're gonna raid.
Gotta stream sooner in the day.
Yeah. It's true.
You could raid this really cool paladin I know.
Oh yeah,
But
Kath
I think
ran
he's
again.
ending soon, sadly.
Yeah, Kath ended a little while ago.
PaladinVerdant, he's sassy.
Yeah, I know, Kath.
Susan.
Amazing
I am
streamer.
going to bite you.
Oh my god. You know what? Frick it. Lalo. We're gonna raid Lalo. Lalo's amazing.
Yeah, Lalo, let's go.
We're gonna raid Lalo. Lalo is so underrated. And hence why I want to always raid Lalo. Super underrated artist. Just like Sarah's. Show lots of love to Lalo. And yeah. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern when I play, was it Crab Souls game?
Crab Soul.
Crab Souls. Crab Souls. Farewell. It is the farewell song. It is the farewell song. Thank you, Fudge. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye. Bye everyone. Bye everyone. Bye bye. Bye bye, everyone. You want an excuse to hang out with you too? Oh my god, Sarah, you're so sweet. Fudge.